Hello, and welcome to Power Play, the day off, which theoretically should be the easiest game I have ever had to GM because I got nothing. Like seriously, it's like I have a previously on and a lore drop, and not a single note, not an iota of plot. It is all tonight. To these four incredible people you see on your screen, those people being Sam Delev, who is our Kadrax, Caden Dialta, Omar Najam, who is our Vian Vigor, B Zelda, our Ulez Galley, and Caitlin Bruder, our Benny Beckett. Hello, cast. And let me whip through the announcements so we can dive right into whatever this is going to be. I am as curious to see as you are. I have no idea if this is going to be like shenanigans or like deep emotional character stuff, or if they're just going to play like strange word games and make us watch. I
We're gonna
honestly have
in
no
character
idea.
play Dungeons and Dragons. That's
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Honest to
That
God, I considered that. I considered
What?
Vion being like, let's play 5e.
Oh, can you
oh my
explain the
god!
mechanics to me from the beginning?
Oh boy. Well, the mechanics aren't the main focus. Anyway, sorry, Rick, we cut you off.
Yeah, no, we might have to do another one shot just for that.
could you
Um,
imagine?
so I mean, not only can I imagine, but I'm starting to check my calendar for dates. So first, let me throw a special thanks out to Jake and Lauren and our amazing mods and everybody at QueueTimes. All y'all, we love you, and we could not do what we do unless you did what you did do. Yeah, and we are super grateful. And so, to that end, your subs and your bits help support QueueTimes, and your donations to the tip jar go to the people on the screen. That is our Feed the Cast fund. As usual, we have some rewards. And at $50, the team gets a point of community determination. I don't know what there's going to be with determination tonight. I don't know if it's like, again, I don't know anything. So they might need it, they might not. I know that none of them have any right now. So if they do need it, that point will be valuable. If we get to $150, the mysterious benefactor in universe, our team has a mysterious benefactor who sends them gifts that are sometimes helpful. And as we know, outside of the universe, that mysterious benefactor is you, the chat. And tonight, the chat can provide the team with a deluxe massage chair for the detective agency. I figured, yeah, going with the theme of rest and relaxation. It doesn't necessarily have any mechanical bonuses, but I guess that remains to be seen. Maybe some things towards healing or something. But really, it's just a narrative device, a deluxe massage chair, one of those cool, really expensive ones. It's like like a lazy boy with all those cool things and different settings for like different types of massage and stuff. And if we get to $250 tonight, the After Credits lore drop, a revealing glimpse of some important but previously unseen part of our story or universe. This one will be, your first sort of glimpse of season 4, really. You can always see these tiers in chat with the command unlocks. And if you can't help us out by donating, you can help us out by liking and commenting on tweets and helping us promote the show and sharing stuff and things like that. We really appreciate all that. And fan art that you do, we appreciate all that. I mean, we love y'all. And like I always say, it's like we talk about that stuff and share it between ourselves. It's one of the best parts of doing, the show, is seeing what y'all give back artistically. And as usual, y'all always been killing it. And you can get Power Play merchandise. There are T-shirts and stickers with Caitlin's wonderful character art and our logo from our good friend Hector Lowe, and it is available there. Yeah, there you go. There's that logo and that character art, you can get that at QueueTimes Teespring store. Jake will put that link into chat for you. The game we play is called Icons. It is published by Ad Infinitum Adventures. It was created by a cool dude named Steve Kenson. You can find him at Twitter at @skenson. The book edition I have here is published by Green Ronin. I don't know if they are stocking the book, but I think there might still be like PDF to order copies. And if not, you can always get it as a PDF. Folks, please be patient with your suppliers these days, especially from small RPG publishers and stuff. Somebody went and destroyed the post office, so everything's a little bit difficult now. Yeah, I know, it's wonderful times. But you can follow the show at PowerPlay RPG on Twitter and Instagram. PowerPlay is now a podcast for the podcast inclined. You can find it wherever fine pods are casted. I know I said the season premiere was going to be October 3rd. but due to stuff, we have to bump it a week. So it is going to be on October 17th. But because I'm making you wait an extra week for the season premiere, I decided to do something to make it a little extra special. I will tell you more about that after the show, so stick around for one last announcement about the season premiere at the end of the show. Again, season premiere October 17th. And that is the announcement. Time for a day off. Hello, we're back. So, I believe before we left, I missed the fact that somebody was raising their hand, that somebody was the inimitable Sam Delev. Sam, what is your...
I made Kadrax on D&D Beyond.
Wait.
At 4th level.
Just now?
Yes.
Oh my God.
While we were doing announcements.
So hold up really quick. Okay,
yeah.
We'll save it for the one shot, but are you saying that you, like, Kadrax would play Kadrax?
What?
What else would you do?
What else are you suggesting?
Great. No further questions, Your Honor.
Yes, I don't even know
I'm
if you
very
need to be
proud.
in
I think it's a very
character.
good build.
I don't even know if y'all need to be in character. I would just watch this conversation all night. But, okay, so previously on Power Play. Usually in this part of the show, I recap whatever relevant events happened the previous week or the previous season or whatever the case may be. But this time, everything that has happened is relevant and nothing in particular is relevant. So I will say over the course of our first 3 seasons plus, we met Bennie, Beckett, Ulez, Galley, Vian, Vigor, and Kadrax. They fought gangsters, crooked government agencies, corrupt cops, supervillains, evil corporations, and a whole bunch of other threats. They forged friendships with each other and many of the good people and allies that they met along the way. Bennie has been coming to grips with her powers. Vian has been taking a journey of very strange self-discovery. Ulez has been evolving into something unique and incredible. And Kadrax has been examining their place in the culture that forged them. And they have all experienced a lot. But they have rarely had the time to process it and deal with it and help each other through it. So that is where we pick up. It is the morning of Saturday, January 2nd, 2021. This is 2 days after the end of Vampires, the lore drop at the end of Vampires. So basically, probably, I think, Vampires ended on Christmas. So this is a week after Vampire Hunters Report Ruby. And Kadrax, at the end of Vampire Hunters, you received a message from Lila Pendry. You had asked her to pull some strings to get you your job back at Serrano Memorial Hospital, which she did. She told you that you were expected back at work on Monday, January 4th, which is the Monday that is coming up after this weekend. So that is all I got. With that in mind, let's start things off with Kadrax at their apartment.
I guess I'll text them then. And in the group text this morning, what is your email? Abigail needs it. Once those are received, at any point at which they are received, because I understand not everyone is a morning person. One of us sleeps, but this cannot be held against her. So once the emails have been given, you receive, these are still apparently extant, an evite from Abigail. You are cordially invited to attend a weekend at the Fripp Lake House to celebrate Caden's return to Serrano Memorial, parentheses, suck it, Ted. And then once that includes an address to someplace that I suppose the humans might recognize as being a little out of town.
Jake, can we put up the lake, the Riften map for 1 second? The other one. Yeah, there we go. Abigail's Lake House is on Lake Vorset, just north of the city there. Lake Vorset is a pretty sizable lake, and anybody familiar with the geography of the area would probably recognize it as, a place to get away from the city in the warmer months, and a place where lots of rich people own beach houses and expensive real estate and things like that.
And back in the group text, Abigail will be joining us presently, but I have been given a key and will be making my way up there if anyone needs a flight. And that is the text that goes out to the group.
Bennie replies with, if we have luggage, I mean, we could just drive it up. How far of a drive would it be from Port Ruby?
Depending on traffic conditions, you're talking hour to, hour and a half.
Oh yeah, no big deal.
Literally
No, Benny's from the
nothing.
Midwest. That is absolutely nothing. That is easy drive. Yeah, no. So she would offer we could drive the van if people have bags.
Ulez is gonna respond back. What would we bring?
Well,
Yeah, I think the 3 dots, just like in the text conversation, just back and forth. Vian sees that Benny's texting, so Vian stops.
if Benny sees that Vian starts texting and then she stops, and there's like a
Too real, y'all.
Yeah, I'll bring some like coffee stuff, maybe some games we can play.
pick up some wood for a bonfire because you should buy that local.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Just like some snacks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ulez, you
I
wanna
bring a
your
very
plan?
basic medical kit, surgery, some anesthesia, chemicals, an EpiPen, some bandages, blades of varying size, surgical blades of varying sizes as well. Oh, and though Kadrax does not bring very much for themselves, dog supplies are extensive.
Yes. It's also winter, right?
It
like-
is.
It's January, so like coats and stuff.
Yeah, extra warm clothes.
Oh, yes,
Blankets.
they have a very good coat.
What I will say is it is winter, but it is a unseasonably warm weekend for, just happens to be, let's say, not quite, beach weather, but not like brutal city winter weather either. It's, kind of, you could probably stand outside with a jacket and be comfortable weather.
Oh, okay.
We exist
By the way-
without frostbite.
We have opened up the first tier, so you have your point of community determination. Thank you so much, everybody. And now I am being told we have opened up the second tier.
Oh my gosh.
So you have your massage chair for the detective agency that's getting delivered this weekend while you are out of town.
We'll find
You
a
get
very
deluxe
important use for it.
massages.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can get deluxe massages. Maybe it'll help you think about cases once you're back on the beat. So thank you so much, everyone in the chat. That just leaves the lore drop, and now back to our regularly scheduled
Shenanigans.
R&R shenanigans. Yeah.
I will bring a trowel, is what Ulez texts back.
Amazing.
Great. Yeah.
That sounds like all supplies accounted for.
Ulez, you want to bring any like art supplies?
That would be fun.
Oh, I like to think that if Ulez is texting in the group chat. Maybe like they're not necessarily with Vian, and they were in the courtyard with Sandy
Oh, great.
doing some art.
Yep.
Oh yes, we think that would be a brilliant idea. And then you kind of see them like gathering up all of Sandy's art supplies and just like walking away with them.
And Sandy's just sort of like,
Thank you.
What? Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Uh-huh. He just goes back to what he's doing.
I left him his colors. He's okay.
Limited palette. It's good for color.
I will say that Vian is going to bring a Bluetooth speaker into the van.
Good call. Finally somebody remembered. It's a very
We're
important
doing
part of
something-
driving.
We're doing something fun and relaxing for the first time in a while. So Benny's obviously going to bring your camera.
Mm.
Do some candid, some fun shots of the team hanging out.
I love that.
Yeah, and Vian's got like a backpack full of like some other stuff, just for fun lake things. So great. I mean, I'm all set.
Yeah.
I sent to the group text. Yeah, I'm good.
Ready.
Good to go.
Great. Where's the out of game? Where's the van again? Who has it right now?
I don't remember.
It's probably going to
Drove
be
it
with the
somewhere?
one who drives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's always either with me or at Vian's apartment. I feel like that's just kind of where it always is.
Yeah.
So one of us
Right.
brings it to pack up and collect everyone.
Yeah. If it's not with the driving person, I can fly you over.
I'd say parking is much easier in Benny's neighborhood than in Vian.
right.
So
Cool. Take it. Yeah,
Vian
well,
has weird street cleaning rules.
Tell me about it.
I promise this won't be a tangent, but I moved to a city for the first time 2 years ago. I didn't know street cleaning was a real thing that happened. My car got towed because I didn't know street cleaning sounds like a fake thing that happens.
It is my nemesis because I have the blue badge powers of ignore all the rules except not those rules.
Oh no.
And so I never pay parking tickets except like my first couple of years of blue badge I kept forgetting. So it would get me consistently and it's like
It sounds like a cartoonish thing that happens. It doesn't seem real. Anyway, sorry. Continue. Benny goes and packs the van and picks everybody up. I'm still mad about it.
you have to, don't even get me started. It's like on my street, it's like they ticket for street cleaning and then the thing just never comes. So it's like they don't clean the street, but they will ticket you for being parked on the wrong side.
I
But
wish you
anyway,
would have just
Right,
ticketed
because
me. They took my whole car.
the parking ticket makes the money. Actually cleaning the street costs money.
It's run by
Come on,
Xerox.
Rick.
It's not even run by the city anymore. It's run by Xerox. Anyway, I could go on. There's a whole thing about
no,
it.
we will take this up later. Now back to our regularly scheduled shenanigans.
Nonsense.
We're
Yes.
excited to be back.
Just three guys in
clearly.
charge. Anyway, sorry.
So yeah, we drive on up. All right, if you brought a Bluetooth speaker, what do you fly on?
Well, that's a great question. Is everyone? What's the order in us all getting picked up? I suppose.
What's distance-wise? What would make most sense, Rick?
Well,
If we go from warehouse.
If you go from Warehouse City, the three of them are all kind of in the same direction because Vian is in Vian. Assuming you were at your apartment,
Always.
you were in Fort Trumbull, which is kind of on the water in Baronsdale, sort of all the way west. And then Kadrax lives in Baronsdale Heights, which is kind of just northeast of that. So it probably makes sense to like go over and get Vian and then up towards Kadrax and then shoot up through
All right.
Avalon.
That's what we do. I pull up and I honk obnoxiously.
Oh, ready.
Like three
And-
three honks, not that bad.
Oh, that's
Maybe
not
obnoxious for
obnoxious.
Benny.
That just sounds like the city.
Ulez,
Yeah,
you want
shave
front
and a
seat?
haircut honk.
Do I want front seat? Are there any responsibilities? I do not recall. I'm not often in that seat.
There's no real responsibilities, but there is sort of a general unspoken requirement that you should roll down your window and put your arm out and look cool.
Look very cool. Yeah.
Oh, I can do that. Yes.
And you know what? In terms of music, I know we made Rick work on his one day off. but figuring out the best route. Can we play this a little realistically, Caitlin? Can it be a playlist that Benny and Vian have worked together on?
Yes, please.
Great.
Yeah.
Just so everyone knows, this is the thing that Caitlin and we exchange music playlists frequently in real life.
Hey, yeah, what? I should be listening to a playlist while we do this.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, big same.
I
I'm trying to
keep
think if I can
forgetting.
find that one that Sam sometimes,
Drop it in the Discord.
Cam sometimes does. Yeah,
So
yeah.
when Benny comes to pick Kadrax up, they're waiting outside because they have been waiting outside since everything was arranged. The tip of their nose is kind of pink now.
Oh.
Because and they are texting on their phone as they get into the car. Abigail had to round and will presumably be joining us after that.
Oh, okay, sounds good. Do they require any assistance for travel?
I heard something about a car service. I don't know what service this car provides other than driving.
Oh, okay.
But she seemed to indicate the capacity for independent transportation.
Understood. We look forward to them joining us for our trip.
All right, we're good. Then we head out.
All right.
Play some tunes.
Yeah, what are some of the tunes on the playlist? Anything off the top of your head? Or
The first one on the one that I sent to you, Caitlin, was Okay Goes, Here We Go Again.
Oh, perfect. It's so good.
It was a
Alright, so we
season
go.
3 playlist. Each
Mhm.
episode got a song.
It's so funny. It's so good.
Should we, yeah, here, let me just okay, let's just do this really quickly. This is such a fun episode. We can do whatever we want. I'm just
Well,
pulling it
I
up
have
just
it
to
too, I think.
reference here.
Yeah.
Unlimited
All right,
power.
let's put yours on first, Caitlin.
My what?
Go. Wait,
Playlist?
power play. I need to put this in alphabetical order. Whereas I'll find my playlist in a second. Here, season 3.
Well,
Yeah.
Yes.
So Here It Goes Again by OK Go starts
So
to
good.
blast out of the van
Good.
when everybody's in.
Mine are all really depressing though. I don't know if this. I don't know if Benny's are the ones that
We'll
I
go
picked are
one or two.
necessarily,
You know what? Actually, let's say okay. Do we
Yours
want to
are,
go
like,
off of this
perfect,
playlist
though, I
of all the
think.
stuff that just happened? Like in
Yes.
world, Vian like did it because
Please,
then
yes,
after that, it's
that one.
followed by a song by Out of Sight called Big Trouble.
Yes, please.
And then it's followed by Burning Down the House by Talking Heads. So those are the
Mhm.
first 3 tracks that we've got.
yes.
Rude.
okay.
Extremely
Oh.
good.
Yeah, wow. With this music and my arm out the window, we feel very, very cool.
Awesome.
Oh, great. You say that as Frozen by Tegan and Sarah comes on.
Ah. How was the ride there?
Let's say the ride is a little bit on the longer side. You wind up hitting some traffic, like I said, unseasonably
Construction.
warm weekend. Yeah, construction, people just trying to take advantage of, the warm weekend.
I
Yeah.
make sure if we have to stop and get gas, I make sure to get cash because once we get closer, we're gonna have to look for like roadside
Yeah.
firewood stalls where you just like leave $5 and you can take a bundle of wood because you don't want to take wood from other places and burn it in other places because of invasive
Yeah.
species stuff. So I'll make sure I get cash so we can do that. Maybe
Why
pick
not?
up because sometimes trees get sick and
Yeah.
Oh,
if you bring it to other places, it could be contagious. Does that make sense?
how do you cure
Of
the
course, but
trees?
then you cure the tree. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
if we really know how to do that all
yeah,
the time.
easier
Sometimes
said
you just
than
don't
done.
know.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have invented advanced diagnostic techniques for your own species, which you have even extended to others, and I point at Dog. But you
Oh.
have not applied these principles of medicine to the most populous life forms on your planet, which sustain
Trees are
you.
so important. Incredibly.
I'm
Yeah.
sure some people do. That's not what I know anything about at all, probably.
This is content we will have to look further into.
Yeah.
Well, we
I mean,
must invent ways to save the trees.
Absolutely.
I
We
love
didn't
that.
even know that they could get ill. You're so curious.
you want to play a game called Contact?
Contact who?
Well, Contact is a game. Actually, this is gonna be real long to explain. Let's do another improv game. Y'all want to play Mind Meld? So the game
Elaborate.
Mind Meld is this game where everyone or like two people say a word. We go 1, 2, 3. You say whatever word is at the top of your head, right? And then we move to another two people, and then they try to think of the one word that connects those two words without discussing. 1, 2, 3, and you say the word. And if you get it right, you say Mind Meld. So you're trying to think of the same word. So, for example, right now, Benny, you and I, let's think of a separate word. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Trees.
Tree.
Did
hot
we
dang,
win?
right out of the gate? That's
Did
not
we win?
supposed to happen.
Okay.
That's not supposed to happen. All right.
I think we won.
We mind melded.
Yes.
That was great. Okay.
Cut out the
I didn't
middleman.
see you use your powers.
No, was this
How
a
did you
magical
mind meld?
technique? You did
No,
not use your runes.
That was. I mean, that never happens. Usually, like one time, Amira and I were doing it, and it was like light car, and then it was like, okay, what's the word that connects light and car? Okay, 1, 2, 3, Tron, because there's the light bikes and Tron. So that was the thing that connected those two words. But we got it. So that was kind of a cheat for us too. Why don't you both try it? I'll count 1, 2, 3. You say the first word that comes to the top of your head. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Trees.
Discovery? Oh.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Trees, discovery. All right, Benny, now you and I, we got to think of the word that connects trees and discovery. Okay? We
Okay.
can't discuss it. We just got to
Okay.
think of the word that does that. Okay?
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Botany.
Pioneer. Okay. We got pioneer and botany. Botany, pioneer. All right. Doc, Ulez, you ready? What's the word that connects just botany and pioneer? Right? 1,
Oh.
2, 3.
Trees.
Water?
Priest and water. Okay, Benny, I think we got this.
They said trees.
I think they said trees.
Oh, well, that actually makes it okay. Well, sure. Let's keep going. All right, now Benny,
Okay.
we're gonna get this one. Okay, we're gonna mind meld.
Okay.
All right, water, trees. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, man, water priest would have been easy because that would have been holy. Okay, water, trees. 1,
Okay.
2, 3. Rain. Okay.
I
All
almost
right.
said rain. I had to change it at the last second.
Yeah, and all right, now, Doc, Ulez, I want you to make eye contact. I want you to mind meld. Game's called
Okay.
Mind Meld, okay? It was dew and rain, okay? The word that
Okay.
connects those two. It's not the most logical one. It's the one that you both are thinking at the same time. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3.
Trees.
H2O?
Okay, so we got trees again, and we got H2O. All right.
One more round, perhaps. We seem
Yeah,
to
I
be
think we can
getting.
get this.
Is this progress? We aren't able to determine.
Hey,
I think I am winning, Ulez.
Oh, okay. This is good.
Rick, Vian glances at the clock. How much time has passed since we started playing Contact?
I think 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 minutes. So you're like stuck in traffic in Avalon. The cars moved like 4 feet.
Yeah, we're making progress because everyone's happy. This is a good time. Okay, we got trees again, and we
Oh, gosh.
got what was H2O?
Correct.
Okay, so Benny, you and I don't make eye contact because you're driving, but
Yeah, that'd be a
make
good
mind
idea.
contact.
Okay.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Rain. Hey. Wait, what do we say at the end?
What does that mean?
Mind
Mind
meld.
Yes, got it.
We did it. We said the same word.
I merge into the next line over.
So yeah, you drive. You're playing the game. Does anybody else really want to take a road trip with Omar now? Okay, so
Yes,
yeah,
badly.
you are playing Mind Meld, and you drive. Between the skyscrapers of Avalon, and as you pass through Avalon, you get to Riften, and the buildings get a little bit smaller, and the character of the neighborhoods kind of become a little bit smaller, and then as you get north through Riften, it's like the buildings start spreading out even further, and there are more individual family houses bit by bit. And as you start to get towards, the end of the city, it's like the buildings begin to stop. The stretches of road are much, much longer. There are some last stop gas stations in the city on this side. There we go. You are about to pass over the border. You are leaving Port Ruby, and you are headed into upstate, as we call it in New York. And anything you want to do? Any stops you're looking to make before you get to the lake house?
If there are any
Non-diseased wood.
the non-diseased wood for
Please.
sure.
Yeah, we need to find non-disease wood.
Also, I think this is something that Benny gets from her mom's, but anytime there's like an off the highway ridiculous like sculpture or something,
Yes.
we have to stop and go take pictures with
Oh
it.
my
Yep.
God.
Like
Yep.
we have to.
Thank you for saying.
And
I was
I'm in
gonna
the
ask.
I'm in the driver's seat, so we have no choice. So everybody has to stop. We have to get out and go take pictures.
Can I say, and I'll burn the point of determination if we need to. Can I say that there is a giant pink woolly mammoth with
What?
massive glasses?
What shape
That
are the
was incredibly
glasses?
specific.
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
If you
can, and-
follow Caitlin on socials, you'll have seen this exact statue.
I have not. I'm going to go look.
It was,
Yeah,
from,
you-
from a while ago. I'll send
Oh,
it in the
done.
Discord.
Yeah, you don't have to burn a point of determination for that because amazingly, local artist Penny Horn famously installed the giant nearsighted pink woolly mammoth statue right on the highway you are traveling between Port Ruby and upstate. And it is not a long detour for you to get to it. And there are signs on the road. You see the outline of the woolly mammoth. It says, roadside attraction. You pull off, and as you come down this gravelly road, you see there is a parking lot, and alongside the parking lot, there is a couple of statues, sculptures. One of which is the famous giant nearsighted pink woolly mammoth. And there's it's today we are at a point where it is still relatively early in the day, so there's not really much of a crowd yet, but there are a couple of people, family there, a kid posing with it, dad taking pictures, stuff like that. You pull off into the oh my god, apparently the lore drop is opened. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
We got you.
Wow, glad I planned for that because I didn't plan for anything else because I never could have seen the woolly mammoth coming. Thank you so much, everybody. Y'all, your support means everything to us. So yeah, you pull into the parking lot, turn off the van, and what do you want to do with the woolly mammoth?
Well, we got to take pictures in front of it for sure. That's really all you
Yes.
do with these guys. That's really, there's no real purpose besides just something fun that happens while you're on a very long drive.
I thought we
Well,
weren't supposed to think of them. I was told once before not to think of these.
Yeah. In certain contexts, that's the case. We were fighting a bunch of folks at that time in a warehouse, right? That was the time, Doc. Is that correct?
I do not remember exactly when I was instructed not to think of pink pachyderms.
Yeah.
But that does sound right.
Oh.
Yeah. You can think of this one. This is a piece of art.
Oh,
It's very
art.
big. It's taller. I think the one I saw was like 12 feet tall. It was very large, very large elephant. If you're in the QueueTimes Discord, I did put it in the PowerPoint.
Oh,
Yes, you
it
can
is
go to
truly
the-
terrifying. Huh. Wow. It's got
Now,
hair
I
on the
believe I
head.
said
Compared to humans, I find this aesthetic.
Oh.
I believe I said there were a couple of statues that Penny Horn placed at this roadside attraction.
Mhm.
So, what else do y'all think is there?
Ooh.
It's a
Are
very,
Very
tall,
classic UFO and
Yes.
saucer sculpture.
Mhm.
That's good.
I was gonna say a very tall, abstract looking, like a cutout, like silhouette style, but like abstract and very like tall and narrow, like knight in shining armor with like the sword, but it's like skewed and tall.
I like that. And there's also just like this giant, shiny, metallic chrome apple. It's very
Ooh,
dented.
that's
Love that.
very good. There is a giant potato.
Perfect.
What color? Like,
Potato color.
okay.
Russet,
Glad I asked.
specifically.
Russet, of course. Yeah.
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah,
I needed that. I needed the specificity.
Yeah, so you find yourself, you were on this sort of dirt area where there is a giant nearsighted pink woolly mammoth, a UFO saucer, an abstract kind of weird abstract kind of knight in shining armor shape that's like a profile, a giant metallic chrome apple, and a giant potato, russet potato.
Wow.
Good.
This is all very lovely. Particularly the potato and the apple. And, like, Liz is going from like one to the other and just like petting them.
Yeah, that little kid who was like taking pictures with the woolly mammoth comes, running over like kind of you, and he's like, "I like the potato."
Do you? The potato is very cool. Did you know that it is a russet potato? We just learned this today.
What's russet?
Well, to my understanding, it is only a type of potato, but perhaps it might also be a color that denotes the kind of potato. This is something we'll have to research. Do you have a computer nearby?
No.
Okay, we will use my internal systems. Thank you.
And the kid's sort of like, "Whoa, your hair is bright and cool."
Oh, we thank you. We like to be a gentle source of light so that nothing ever has to be in the darkness.
Whoa. And he turns around and starts running back to his parents. He's like, "Dad, I saw a gentle source of light."
Oh, that child is a gentle source of light as well.
Kadrax has drifted over to the abstract knight and is reading the label that it is considered such, and their head has been tilting progressively more to the side because there is going to be an angle at which they can perceive how this is a knight.
I think Benny comes up and is like looking at it too, and I think there's like a moment where they're both tilted like the same angle, and then she goes, maybe it's like a sun angle thing. And she kind of like looks around and like looks at the shadow of it that's maybe like a little bit shorter than the statue itself, so it's starting to look a little bit more like the realistic shape of a knight, but it's maybe not the right time of day.
Yeah, the little plaque next to it, it says the title is "The Knight of Avalon," and there's a little blurb from Penny Horn which says, "Long ago, King Arthur and his knights defended the people and the peace."
Who is King Arthur?
Oh, a literary figure, I suppose. A lot of people wrote about him. Might be a fun thing for you to look into. I only know a few stories, though.
That is more than I know.
I think it's a thing where people like to argue whether or not he was real, but like, even if he wasn't, I'm sure he was based off of somebody real.
Did he conquer and destroy many evildoers?
So, yeah, I mean, I think he was considered a good dude. So I'm sure he did some of that.
Yes. This is what is best in a knight. To destroy evildoers.
He led a bunch of knights.
See them driven before you.
Mm.
The lamentations of their lack of repentance.
Yeah. There was a bunch of them. The Knights of the Round Table. That's my other buzzword. He had a bunch of guys who were worthy, and they fought evil. So, maybe that's interesting.
I must learn more about these Knights of the Round Table. That must be their order, yes?
I think so. Yeah. Hold on. I'll get you hooked up with Arthurian cycles. And I pull up. She pulls out her phone to like find some Wikipedia articles as a point of deep dive for Kadrax to for the rest of the drive, and we'll text them a few links.
They are going to be quiet in the second part of the drive.
Yeah, and while you're standing there, a woman walks up behind you, and she's like, "Hi, this sculpture was by Penny Horn."
Yeah, we got that much.
Ghost of Penny
The
Horn
weather has gotten colder.
take her soul?
Alas, our storyteller has frozen.
Rip.
Did I
Oh,
freeze?
welcome back.
Yep.
Oh,
You thawed. You're
We
thawed
got
now.
we got a good amount of information.
yeah, I did that on purpose.
We got Penny
yeah, and it's-
Horn. This is by
Yeah,
Penny
and,
Horn. That's
says
what
this is by Penny Horn. It's the Knights of Avalon, and Avalon is, of course, the legendary island where King Arthur's sword Excalibur was forged. And if you like this sculpture, we sell small reproductions of it over there at the gift cart. In fact, all of them, including the pink woolly mammoth, the russet potato, and the metallic apple. They're all very reasonably priced. And if you have any more questions, I am on duty at the gift cart. Thank you for visiting.
Is the shiny apple a reference to Avalon? Isn't that doesn't Avalon translate to Isle of Apples? Because it's where they took King Arthur afterwards when he dropped the sword into the lake.
Interestingly, I believe it does, but no, it's not. It's a reference to apples.
Oh, okay.
And she waves and sort of walks back to the gift cart, points at the little versions of the sculptures.
That was like the nerd YouTube equivalent of a art Easter egg video. It's just a reference to apples. Yeah, that's
food
right.
sculptures. All I can think about is the gigantic cherry on a spoon in Minneapolis. It's very I love giant sculptures of food.
The apple and the potato thing's actually really clever in like a bunch of languages, unfortunately none of which are English. Like just one is named Pomme and the other, like the potato is just named de terre.
Yes. I have to believe it's got its roots in French, just for that sole reason. It's really telling us something.
And maybe Penny Horn is like a Canadian artist who moved to New York.
Very
She is now.
Rick, I know we got to get back on the road, but real quick, the potatoes and the apples, the miniature versions of them, are they just accurate to scale size apples and potatoes?
No, they are miniature versions of the giant sculptures. So the apple is metallic, and chrome.
Right, but like the size of the miniature
actual
version,
apple.
is it just the size
just like
of an
size
apple?
wise? Yeah.
An actual potato. Russet
All right,
potato.
I gotta get okay. Two apples, 2 potatoes, please.
Thank you. Thank you. You just saw Ulez like lingering near them. You didn't even need to ask them.
We gotta get these normal size potatoes, apples, please.
Okay,
Yes.
you get a discount for buying 3.
Oh wow.
That'll
Okay.
be $52.
Oh boy. All right. I had it coming. Yeah, it's worth it, but
Beyond,
Yeah.
you now have 2 reproduction penny horn chrome apples and russet potatoes.
great.
One
Great.
night in Avalon, please. By my calculations,
be-
that's approximately $13.
Well, you don't get the discount because you're not buying more than 3, so that's $18.
Yeah, we probably should have conferred with each other and bought them together.
Probably.
Surely this kind of
Oh gosh.
logistical oversight would not be held against us.
Yeah, it would.
I assure you, all funds from the sale of these go towards keeping the attraction open and keeping this a admission-free area for people to enjoy art. Surely
None of the funds
something.
go toward paying you? Do you require
God.
food or shelter? Are you all
Um,
right?
Well, no, I'm part of the expenses of the whole exhibit, my salary. But I appreciate your
You are
concern.
part of the exhibit.
Oh dear.
Well, no, that's not exactly.
Do you have a plaque?
Name tag? Is there like a name tag?
Technically, yes.
$13 sounds fine. Just here, yeah, just take it. And yeah,
Good job, Kadrax.
Good haggling. I didn't even know
Yeah,
they were
that
doing
was
it.
very good haggling.
What is a haggle? And how am I good at it?
Exactly.
Let's get on the road. Let's get going.
Yeah.
Let's all right.
Yeah. What was your
Right.
name, by the way?
my name, I'm Julietta.
Julietta. All right, Julietta. It was wonderful to meet you.
It
we
was
thank
wonderful
you.
to meet you too. Come back anytime. The sculptures look completely different when you see them in different times of the year and different times of the day.
Oh, that is brilliant.
Completely different? Do the materials change? And I'm just being led away at this
Yeah.
point.
Yes.
She's
Yes.
like,
No.
bye, bye. Eh.
Would anybody else like the front seat? We would like to spend some time admiring one of the potatoes and the apple.
If you would
Kadrax,
be
you
so
want it?
kind.
Oh, yes.
Get the long legs up front.
We suggest that you stick one arm out the window because you will feel very cool.
And dog just
correct.
jumps in your lap and sticks his head out the window.
No, it must be arm. And I assist dog, and so it's just a paw on the sill.
Yeah,
And then it's the
dog's-
whole face. But there's
dog's tail is
goggles and there's
wagging.
ear protectors, so all is well. Dog can actually have their head out the window as much as they please.
Excellent.
Dog's tail is wagging in your face, Benny, while you're driving.
This is extremely safe. So it's just like over dog's body, Kadrax is reading their phone with the Arthurian legends.
Amazing. Get those get that cycle knowledge. We love it.
All right. Let's see what's on the playlist currently.
Where we
This
at?
would be we just finished My Father's Daughter by Olivia Vedder, featuring Eddie Vedder, her father, and Glenn Hansard from the film
that's
Once.
cool.
And now we're on to Grizz and Rekno's Medusa.
Right. And yeah, you're listening to music, you're reading about King Arthur, you're looking at potatoes.
I have
and,
fully encouraged Kadrax to announce to the car when they find a fact that they like.
Ooh.
Oh,
If
so
they
you
read
want
something they enjoy.
an unending monologue, I see.
Yes. Yeah.
You have chosen death.
Benny spends
so-
a lot of time alone. This is very fun for her.
They are reading out every
Passage.
sentence. Well, no, actually, what I should say is they pause for anything that involves like interpersonal drama or interaction. If there's anything with a fight, that is read
Expanding
aloud.
upon it. Good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, and that is, that's what's going on. And then, you reach the turnoff, and the turnoff is a private road that takes you up, the back way towards Lake Vorset. And you eventually come to the gate of Jonathan Fripp's lake house. And Kadrax, you have been given the gate code by Abigail. And Kadrax is able to punch the gate code in, and the gate opens up for you. And you follow the road up towards the lake. And when you get there, what you see is, just gorgeous. Lake Vorset is very big. It's you can't even see really towards the other end of it. And Jonathan Fripp's stretch of it is this gorgeous stretch of beach. It is surrounded by woods. The lake house is, it's a lake mansion, more than a lake house. It's a long, flat building that it's got 2 stories. Kind of fits into the woodsy kind of vibe of everything. It's got like outdoor decks coming off of almost every room, and on the beach is, like I said, surrounded by woods, so totally private. And it's a pretty long stretch of beach he's got. He's, He's extremely rich. This is the kind of place that makes environmentalists and locals angry as hell because he has it all exclusively for him and his family. Although you have heard from Abigail that Jonathan Fripp almost never actually comes to his beach house. And,
of course, an extremely valuable resource wasted.
Yep.
Yeah,
Sounds
of course.
great.
And she told you that the beach house tends to be pretty well stocked. It's got a pantry that's usually got plenty of food in it. She says there's a bar. There's anything that you could possibly need is right there.
I was still looking forward to us not having food because none of us narrated having food.
Yeah, no,
and it's the lake house in the middle of the winter. I mean, if this is barren and we have to hunt and forage, I'm also extremely here for this. Just here.
You probably need a license to hunt, but yeah, no, the lake house is full of the pantry is well stocked, and Abigail has told you that there is a relatively nearby town, about a 15-minute drive, called Kinney, Kinney, and it has pretty much anything, stores for general store, and anything you might need, for living at the beach house, you can probably find there.
I would like to make something true about it, if that's
yeah.
It's got a little rundown gas station that has, for some reason, the best ice cream you can get anywhere within 60 miles of any direction. Just surprisingly, there's a town called Malmo in northern Minnesota. There's nothing around, nothing, just this terrible little gas station. It has the best ice cream I've ever had in my entire life, and I would like to make that the case here.
I love that.
Yeah, well, we'll say
northern Canada.
Whether we use
gas
that,
station.
I want it to be true.
Bennie can have ice cream even in January. She doesn't get
It's never a bad time for ice cream.
That's the real super dang. Nope, we're fine. We're fine. I'll recover someday. As we get there, and I've been reading from Arthurian legend, I have been interrupted. Abigail has sent a textual message via personal communicate. No, this is not from her. This is a picture of a juvenile.
Okay.
In a hospital kit. No, now there is a textual message. This is her patient. She will have to perform a surgery, and Kadrax shows. And a kid has clearly taken Abigail's phone to take a selfie of both of them.
Oh, well, that's nice.
And then apparently obligated Abigail to send this to me. I do not know this juvenile. I do not know how it knows of me, but rest assured, I will investigate this for the security of our group.
Great. Yeah.
At least they're having fun. I mean.
Yeah, that's kids having a good time.
Well, no, the surgery will be scheduled for a couple hours. The kid will be unconscious.
Therefore no fun to be had.
I just mean that maybe having fun prior to it is good,
taking a picture
so that it's less scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's unpack. Open the van doors and we'll start grabbing stuff.
Yeah, the lake house has plenty of rooms, so everybody gets their own bedroom, and everybody's bedroom is nice, roomy, big beds, lots of drawer space, views from the windows. Some of you have, depending on what, whatever you want to see, there's enough space here so that you can have, overlooking the lake, overlooking the woods, whatever you'd like.
Oh, mine definitely overlooks the woods.
I'm so surprised. This is the shock.
All right.
I could add some details about the room too. It has a couple of plants in there and an entire bookshelf of bad 90s romance books.
Oh no.
Nora Roberts, is that an author?
Nora Roberts is an author?
Yes, I read several. Sam, to be clear, not Kadrax.
Good distinction.
Though I think you might be in Abigail's room.
Oh, okay.
Are there any
Well, the view
Roswell
is
books?
wonderful. I don't know that author, so yeah.
No, they're just it takes place in Roswell.
Oh, okay.
Great. Vion's room is pretty calm and quiet and sparse and overlooks the lake.
I think Benny's is clearly like a guest room. Like it's set up for, someone to come in who is not made it, an individual person. So it's just pretty, I think, and I think also looks over the lake.
Am I in the wrong kind of room? This is too large. Kadrax is accidentally Jonathan Fripp's room.
Yeah, master bedroom. It's like, it's got its own fireplace in there. It's just, just decadent.
Oh, I mean, I assume if it's all open to us, you can take that one. There's also this one, and I want to point a thumb to just like the chuggiest room you've ever seen in your entire life. Like Live, Laugh, Love is like stitched onto a quilt that's framed. There's like paintings that could have that would be in a diner of like ducks, maybe. Hard to say. Like that kind of thing. Like kitchen supplies that are being used as decorations. That kind of
There's
room.
a couple of pillows that are in the shape of avocados.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. But like not in a hipster way, like it looks kind of old,
No.
and you're like, oh, a long time, like in the 80s, someone made an avocado pillow. Yeah, which one would you like, Kadrax?
The mystery room. And I point to this one that you are sort of ushering me toward.
Oh, yeah, enjoy. Yeah, take it and run.
I wonder whose this is.
That's a good question.
There's your mystery to solve.
Yeah, there you go. You can find out whose life philosophy is life is a beach. So that's up to you there, Kadrax. Good luck.
Excellent. I begin to peer around.
Do we think the entire house is like actually like nicely decorated and stuff because this is like a rich guy's house, or like he had a designer come and do it, or is this like the Airbnb I stayed at a couple months ago that was like every single decoration on every single wall had some allusion to lake or boat or family? Like,
Nah, this is, he probably had, I mean, this is the home of a cold rich man who had,
Alright.
some really pricey decorator come in and do it up. But it's like,
But you can't
there
buy
are-
taste, so.
it's like the cold
But you-
kind of
but you
like
can
designed
rent it.
well. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's yes, this is the kind of place that they photograph for magazines, and
It's not
it's got-
homey. It's pretty, but like not like in a way that's necessarily nice if you're there for too long.
It was
Yeah.
featured in the Port Ruby stand at one
Yep,
point in
exactly.
the lifestyle section.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And it's like, there are fireplaces everywhere. There's, pool room. There's an indoor theater. There's
Like a movie night.
Yeah, there's a pool, and the pool like is one of those like it's got like it starts indoors and then you can swim like under the wall and it
Oh,
goes to an
gosh.
outdoor part.
I don't
It's
know about
got
that.
tennis court, all sorts of stuff. It's very,
Man could live out his
Hoity-toity.
apocalypse here.
oh yeah.
I think Benny's making note of like things that like probably having trouble with it because probably everything looks particularly pricey, but like making sure that she's aware of things that are like might be heirloom so that I think she does this in most spaces that she doesn't accidentally ruin someone's like
I suspect
something.
you will not find heirlooms here. You will
Yeah,
find
no,
things that are
yeah.
expensive,
For sure.
but outside of probably like the room that Ulez is in and the room
Master
that
room or something?
that I'm in, and maybe the master bedroom. I'm
Yeah.
not convinced the master bedroom has
That's fair.
anything that appears to be of personal value.
Yeah.
I don't know Jonathan Fripp, but I don't like
I know, yeah.
I think probably nothing of personal value. Maybe like in a drawer in a bedside table there's an item.
Mhm.
The glasses he forgot.
Yeah. I think
Right.
Benny's just gonna because this is a new space and sometimes that's a little stressful. She's just gonna make
Yeah.
sure she's aware of things so that she doesn't ruin stuff that's too expensive on the off chance.
Vian is gonna run I want to detect magic. It's a shorthand for like you do like an energy search and stuff.
Give me a magic roll to see if you can turn on your detect magic.
This is 8 plus roll. That's gonna be 10.
10. Yeah, that'll get it on. At level, what is your magic right now? It's a 5 or?
Yeah, but I'll knock it down to a 3 though, just to increase my chances.
Oh, it's okay. You already got it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, okay, let me just do my roll then. It's gonna be a 6. I rolled a 1.
6. Nah, you don't detect any magic.
Okay. Great. Good enough for me.
Well, you've been doing that. Ulez has already left. And they're on the hunt to look for some sick trees.
Oh, that's good.
That was really perplexing. They'd never been introduced to the idea that like trees can get sick if you invite invasive wood and or species.
Also, I don't know if Ulez has been to like a forested area like this
Yeah.
before. This is totally new to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Probably might be kind of buggy. No, it's winter. Never mind. Woods. Very cool.
Let's give me an investigation roll.
Yeah. Let me see what I add to that again.
Dog definitely whined to be let out. Did you let them accompany you?
Oh, of course. They're sniffing
Excellent.
around with me
Thwap,
looking for our
thwap,
sick
thwap,
trees.
thwap, thwap.
12?
You wander away from the house and into the woods, and it's pretty amazing for you. Yeah, you've never been in a heavily forested area before, and it's like even in January, where most of the leaves are off of the trees, it's still something to behold. This area, again, protected by a rich man's money, is thick forest, underbrush. It has not been. It looks like looks like it's kept clean, in a sense where it's like the public doesn't trample through here. You're not finding crumbled up candy wrappers and tin cans and stuff. It's like it's all wonderful and kind of natural, and
Yeah, they could probably make the first footprints in the snow. No one's walking around here.
Yeah, there might be some deer prints. Maybe the odd squirrel. I don't know if they hibernate. I can't remember. I feel like squirrels never go away.
Yeah, well, in our world, squirrels are out in January. And yeah,
The ones
and
in Boston definitely are.
yeah, I mean,
squirrels in Canada have never disappeared. They're always just creeping around.
yeah.
Not okay.
So yeah, absolutely. It's like squirrels run by every once in a while. I mean, you've seen squirrels in Port Ruby.
These ones
and,
look healthier.
Yeah, certainly, yes. You get a vibe that these squirrels are happier in their natural environment.
Less pizza in their diet, so their digestion is a little better.
Yeah, their furs look a little bit more like black or brown. Less patchy spots.
Can I
Dog. Sorry, hang on. Yeah, I was thinking, dog sees the squirrels and every once in a while kind of goes chasing after them.
Be careful.
And you're making your way around the woods. We'll get back to you in a second. What do you want to do, Vian?
I was just gonna say, could I have followed Ulez for like a little bit, like using like the footprints?
Oh, easy.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want, sure.
Great. So just like, hey, Ulez, you all right?
Oh, yes, hello. Dog and I have been exploring. We're looking for sick trees, but mostly we have just found I categorize them as happy and healthy trees, and Dog has found
Good.
many a squirrel to bark at, but so far, no new friends and no sick trees.
Do you
Oh yeah.
do you want to explore like a little bit more and just like see some like more nature and stuff like that?
Oh, yes, please. I have had to bend down and brush away some of the snow, but
Yeah.
there's mostly underbrush and dead leaves underneath. But it is rather lovely to be the first to leave footprints. Well, myself and those hoofed creatures.
Well, animals mostly they go off of sight and scent, and in hearing in terms of like you moving around in the snow. So if you
Oh.
want to stand still and observe nature, I can turn you invisible for a little bit until you come back. If you just want to spend some time out here and more things will because they don't see you. If you stand exactly still, they'll come around and you'll see a bunch of like birds and stuff.
Very still. Birds, yes. We have observed a handful in Port Ruby, but it is mostly the ones that I believe are called pigeons and seagulls.
Yeah, that's mostly the birds we have.
Oh,
Honestly.
okay. We have fed them French fries. It was an entertaining experience.
Great. Well, I would like, if I can, to cast invisibility onto Ulez.
Yeah, I'll give you that. And Ulez, you are now invisible. Vian, you wander away. I assume.
Yeah, I head back.
Because
Yeah.
you're not. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And Ulez, as you stand there for a while, at first, it's a lot of the same. Squirrels run by, the breeze, and then you hear twigs snap behind you, and you turn and you see two fawns kind of sniffing around at the air, almost, confused. Perhaps they're getting a scent off you, but they don't see anything. And one of them sort of starts putting its little fawn nose towards where you're standing and sort of sniffing at you. And then you hear footsteps, and behind it, a large deer comes and sort of sweeps the fawns through, and the three of them just run all right past you.
Liz gently waves at them goodbye, hoping that they just understand.
Well, they don't see you, but
Yeah.
but and you're out there communing with nature for a while. What are you doing in the house, Kadrax? Bennie, you're also in the house.
There are places for you all over the house.
What? Elaborate?
I learned about these, and I think I grab your sleeve and I pull you over.
I go.
It's a place for you. It's a fireplace.
It sure is. Are you cold? I guess the temperature's probably down a little bit because it's, winter months. We can start it up.
I'm operating within functional parameters. I have no signs or symptoms of hypothermia.
That's cool. Have you ever done a fireplace or bonfire thing before?
No, I use my voice.
Okay, here we
and
go.
the powers
Hold on.
granted to me as an ever singer.
As they're talking, Benny's just gonna bend down and start up the fireplace in probably the main living room, whatever.
Yeah, Benny, you are able to. Yeah, there's it's got some wood stacked in one of those little baskets next to it, and you move a couple of pieces into the fireplace, and I won't even make you roll for it. This is easy for you, and yeah, you light a nice little fire, and Kadrax, as you are talking, you're kind of looking around, and you see above the fire there's a mantle, and on the mantle there is just above it a framed photograph, black and white photograph of two people who you don't know, but on the bottom of it there is a little sort of gold label, little one of those, I'm sure there's a word for that, little identifiers, and it says Caleb and Simon. It's two men. They look like they're in their 20s or something.
I take a picture of the picture. I'm not going to text it to Abigail now to ask about it because she will have Abigail absolutely keeps notifications on her phone even when she's in surgery, because when they started living together, there were occasional emergencies. And in much the same way we have seen Caden be on the phone while they are also in the middle of a procedure. So I don't text now because it would distract her because she would check it. But I take a picture of it for later to ask.
Kadrax, how much Earth history did you study before you came here?
Well, pretty much. All of it, obviously.
That's a lot. So
I mean,
do me a
it's
favor-
expensive. Sam can tell you very little, almost nothing, mostly military history.
Hey, give me military history. Give me an investigation roll.
Sure.
I love that. All of it. Also, who's King Arthur? Yeah, that's
Yes, obviously. I know
Literary
all of
history.
your history.
Didn't
Yes.
come up in the military history.
Let's see.
Come on now.
Intelligence, that's a 9.
A 9. Black and white photo, 2 guys in their 20s. You know, you look at sort of the background detail and the clothes they're wearing, and you would guess maybe from the military history you studied that this is close to the era. This picture looks like it was probably taken around the era of World War II, maybe a little bit before, a little bit after.
That was a large
Hard-
war.
Yeah, it was.
They used unsophisticated fissionary weapons in that one. It was notable.
I think while Kadrax has gotten like zoomed in on this photo, Benny went back to the kitchen and has looked for like little packets of like apple cider, dried apple cider like packets, and like found like a kettle and like heated up some water. Where she's like, if we're doing the lake house in the winter thing, we're like doing this correctly. We've got the fire pit on. We're having some new experiences with our friends today, and so she'll pour out 2 mugs and leave the kettle out for whenever anyone else comes back. And as you're kind of like making some connections, Benny holds out a mug in front of you, like steaming mug. It smells kind of sweet.
What is this for?
For just cause, because it's kind of cold out, and we would make this. Maybe not this. Maybe probably with like actual. It's a dried version of it, but you make it because it's cold outside and to be warm and to be comfortable. It's called hot apple cider. You might like it. I don't know what you like though. So Benny takes a sip. It's hot, so do it slow.
Having now understood from context that this is a beverage intended for consumption,
Benny gets there eventually. It just takes her a couple
mirroring
Yeah.
off of the sip. This is like the juice drink, but it is warm.
I think this kind usually has like more spices in it because you do it hot. I don't know why that's different, but it's cozy. And she'll kind of like sit down on like if there's like an ottoman or something or like a sofa nearby with the room kind of lit by the fireplace, just like this is what you do in the winter when you have a day off, I guess.
Sonnevel loved the juice drink.
Do you know them? And or did you recognize them? And she'll kind of point at the photo.
Neither of them is Jonathan Fripp or Abigail.
Maybe a family member or something? It's kind of old.
I will ask more later. There's much of this house that is mysterious. I think they are so into like the cider. Like the cider is clearly giving them a feel.
Oh.
So they sip it again, and they are a stoic warrior. So they do not reveal that they have drunk and burned their tongue.
Benny tried to warn, but if you give no indication that there was pain, then she will not make comment.
Yeah. I mean, well, you sip, so obviously it's okay. Notwithstanding that you have an agreement with temperature.
They know this. They made comment about it earlier.
And yet context.
I know,
so
very
as
good.
they're holding the Sonnevel cider, they're calling in their brain. We should train.
I think Benny's like, now? Here?
Do you need to finish your beverage first?
I mean, I guess not. It was more of just like a downtime thing, but...
Because you were already warm. Yes, I understand.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I accelerate my drinking. The whole tongue is going to be scalded. It's very unfortunate, but again...
You don't have to finish it. It's...
Stoic warrior.
Got it. But, like, on the Fripp's probably multi-million-dollar beachfront property?
I put it down. No. On the beach. Come.
Oh,
And they'll
okay.
knock back the rest of it, which by the time you get to that point,
Yeah.
it has
Mhm.
gotten to acceptable beverage temperature where they should have begun.
Mhm. Yeah, so Benny will take like a couple sips and be like, "Oh, okay, I guess," and we'll just kind of leave it on the fireplace mantle or something. Or if there's a coaster, she's a good house guest. She'll leave it on like a coaster on the coffee table.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I just have my normal clothes on. Do I need? I don't really training. Don't know what that entails.
It's true, you have not formally trained in combat. Yes, I have seen that
Yeah.
you use techniques.
Yeah, I did
Hand to
some
hand. Where did you
kickboxing
learn
classes. I took some kickboxing classes when I first moved to Port Ruby. I didn't really have. I mean, I didn't know a lot of people, and I didn't have a reason to get out of the house. And a friend of mine growing up, one of my best friends, was really, really into just like martial arts, hand-to-hand combat, and he kind of suggested it to me. So I looked and found some classes, and it turned out it was kind of a great way to get rid of pent-up aggression that didn't involve him bursting into flames. So it kind of stuck. I haven't done classes in a while, but I've kind of been using it more than usual with you guys. So,
What did you feel aggressive toward?
oh, myself, I think mostly. People the people I work with aren't always the most companionable, and there was a couple of close calls with the fire thing, and I started taking, kickboxing lessons as just, output of energy so that I wouldn't, start on fire while I was trying to put up lights on set.
That is something that has caused you great anxiety, yes?
Yeah. Yeah. It's getting better, though. I mean, it's getting easier. It still happens, not when I'm not expecting it or without trying to, but it's. I mean, I can't say it's not scary because it kind of, I think it will be always, but it's less so now.
Because it is always in an environment that might be destructive.
Yeah. I'm sure you've noticed I kind of wreck things.
I damaged a reasonable fraction of your city. I believe I can sympathize.
Right, yeah. Did you ever... Were you ever afraid of it? What you can do?
I told you I was born on a moon, raised there. Yes?
Maybe. If a lot's happened, maybe it kind of sounds familiar.
It is not important. It was not a moon of any value in particular. A plasium mining facility was the only thing of note. But by extension, it did not matter how loud I was. Anything could break, and nobody cared because it had no value. When the Alpha Combrand destroyed that moon and everybody on it, I relocated to the homeworld of my species, the Crystal City. It is beautiful and extremely breakable.
Sounds like it. Did you break stuff when you were there?
Extensively. It was distressing. I found myself making myself smaller to fit into the world. And being afraid of myself, of letting the power out.
Sounds familiar.
Here we are. And it's a good stretch, probably at least 20, if not 30 feet of sand and maybe a few vestiges of ice and snow, but really we're just a good stretch of sand, and Kadrax just sits down on the sand.
Oh, okay. And Bennie
I
will
think this
kind of
illustrates to us the perfect training exercise for today.
okay. And she'll sit cross-legged next to you.
Kadrax will scoot just create a little space.
Yeah, probably good.
And they sort of let the silence go a little long. I think they don't realize they should explain what the heck's going on.
Yeah, no, Bennie's just kind of like, we'll try to like mirror their posture and then we'll just like sit and.
While you're sitting in silence, Ulez, you have been walking through the woods looking for sick trees, and you were out there a little while, and you're about to give up when you spy out of the corner of your eye the color orange. And you walk over to investigate it, and you see there is this like sort of plastic orange tape that has been wrapped around a wide swath of trees. And there is a piece of paper taped to a board that is hanging from the tape. And it says, "Caution, these trees have been infected by the Canadian bark beetle." And as you look past the trees, the orange tape, you can see that the trees on the other side of it, they seem stripped down compared to everything else. And you read the notice, and the notice says that the trees have been undergoing repeated treatments to try and drive the beetles out to essentially keep the trees alive. And people should stay out of this area.
I love that. I found it. Oh, okay. Wow, you don't look very good at all, do you? Gosh, dog, what do you think we can do? And I feel like at this point, yeah, dog found a few sticks. Maybe like ate like half of a leaf. Dog's been having a good time. Peed on a couple of trees. You know, gotta let anybody know that those are dogs.
It's all dogs' territory now.
Yes. Dog, I found them. I have to diagnose this. I have to figure out. Oh, I should probably in on the communicator. Like it's an emergency. You hear Ulez. I have found these sick trees. They have been diagnosed with a disease called Canadian bark beetle. We're unfamiliar with this, but we are going to do research. If you would like to assist in the treatment of getting these trees much better, I suggest you join me. I will ping my location on our group chat.
Yeah, that comes through on the group chat. Vian, you are not involved in training exercises at the moment. You are probably the first to see it, I would guess.
Yeah, Vian is standing, I think, like at the other end of the beach in terms of like the house, and he's just been kind of leaning up against a tree, glancing at it, like pulling his phone out of his pocket every so often, and then looking at it, and then putting it back in his pocket, and then when he gets a buzz, he quickly checks it, and then sees, or I guess like because we're all communicating, so it's so he hears and goes, yeah, Ulez, I'll be right there. And
Okay.
he pockets his phone and then takes another 30 seconds where he doesn't do anything. And then kind of sighs and then phases and walks through the woods.
Okay.
And then I get to Ulez. Hey, all right. And I recorporealize. You found the tree. You found the sick trees.
Oh, yes, I know you can't quite see me, but if you look at where my footprints are, the last place that my foot has left an impression in the snow is my current location.
Thank you.
Yes. I have had a great time. before I found the trees, although this was my ultimate goal, so I'm quite content that I found them. But I also, and Ulez has like, I'm trying to think of like what they normally hold. Maybe it's just under one arm. They have just like a tuft of like rabbit fur they found on the ground, a couple of pine cones, some sticks, a couple of like flower leaves, like a hosta leaf. It's just an interesting assortment of stuff, and they have to like gently place that on the ground. I have collected a lot of things to observe and to potentially use as still pictures for art later on with Sandy, but I require your assistance. How do we diagnose a tree?
Well, what's the exact problem that's going on with the trees?
This paper here says that it has Canadian bark beetle, and I recall I've seen a beetle. They are the tiny insects with the little hard shells, the tough exoskeletons.
Yeah, so the whole goal, I guess, for us would be to find all the beetles and get rid of them, right?
Oh, could we ask them to go somewhere else?
Yeah, we might be able to. I've never personally talked to a beetle before, but I mean, there's a chance we can do that. Also, if there's some sort of like treatment that they use, like some sort of gas or something to kind of like get the beetles out of there, that might also be a possibility.
We have to understand as well that they have made many attempts to already resolve this problem, and they have not been able to. Whatever they have done, time after time, has yielded no successes. And if you think that it is gas that humans would try first, perhaps simply asking the beetles to leave would be the best.
That's not a bad idea. Okay. I mean, hey, I've tried to talk to a dog before.
That did not go so well, correct?
Yeah, it did not. But I think that was sort of, we were trying to do a different language to different language communication. I might be able to just, if we can find the beetles, just kind of hit that hive mind with a, let's get out of here. Let's just get out of here.
Yes.
Let's just get out of here.
A strong suggestion.
Yeah.
We might have to determine what motivates them. Why do they find these trees so we wanted to say infectious, but what is their purpose? Why trees? Why not anything else? Can we not provide what they are lacking so they can stop harming our ecosystem?
Yeah, that's a great. Rick.
Yes.
I would like to try to cast telepathy. Well, first we should find one of the beetles, but in general, I'm gonna try to cast telepathy.
I think Paul and George are still. Oh no, George is dead. Paul and Ringo are still alive.
I'll talk to Ringo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to sit down with Paul.
All right, make an investigation roll.
Investigation, absolutely.
You can both roll it if you want.
Yes.
Dog barks at the bark beetle.
Okay, here we go. Investigation.
I was asking.
It wasn't the beetle. It was the squirrel.
Yeah, we know.
I got an 8. Not great.
10 over
But
here.
Ulez got a 10, and Ulez, when it comes to things that grow plants and trees and stuff, Ulez got a little bit of a sixth sense. So they sort of walk around looking at the trees and eventually sort of hone in on one. And you, when they bring you over, you both look closely at it, and you see there's like a little crack in the tree, and in it you can see all these like swarming little black beetles kind of going up and down like inside the tree.
Oh, okay. We have to talk to them. Do you think perhaps they have a leader, or are they a hive mind, much like myself and my people? Oh wow, I said. Huh. Yes.
That's interesting. Yeah. Well, let me let's try to find out. I'm gonna try to cast telepathy, which is gonna take away your invisibility, Ulez.
Oh, that is fair. We have already collected and seen what we like.
Give
me a magic roll.
It's gonna be a 10.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll get it done. It is a
level 5.
Yeah, at level 5.
Boom, boom, boom. Roll. It's gonna be an 8.
Your telepathy roll is an 8?
Yeah, I rolled a 3.
All right, let me just see real quick here. Hang on.
I love how Speaks with Animals is a specific spell.
Right.
We're going with telepathy. That's perfect.
Wait, is Speaks with Animals?
I've seen it.
Let's
I
communicate
think
with
because I
animals.
think telepathy is what I used last time to try to talk to dog.
I think that was why it didn't work.
Right.
Though
Oh, it's a
I'm
telepathy
not the
versus
wizard.
willpower test, Rick.
Okay, well,
So what's their willpower?
their willpower is fairly low. You got an 8, so
Yeah.
we're gonna call that
A major success.
a
Thank you, Rick.
massive success.
Whoa, thank you, Rick. Wow, Christmas came late this year.
Yes, massive. So yeah, you are in communication with the Beatles.
Hey Beatles. My name's Vian Vigor. This is my friend Ulez. This is Dog.
We say hello, and dog
Ulez
will
says
bark.
hello, and Dog barks.
Immediately, you see the bugs sort of like their movement like slows a little bit.
Yeah. Why here? What want?
And you don't really hear words back, but you kind of get like this feeling of like hunger.
What did they say?
They are hungry.
Oh, well, I mean, we could probably deduce that they are consuming the inside of the tree.
Yeah.
Why are there not enough trees back home? Or is there not another way that we could satisfy that need so they could stop destroying all of these wonderful trees?
That's
If
a
they are, what other
Mhm.
bugs are invasive here? Could we pit them against each other in order for natural selection in the grand order of all of the animals that exist on this space to kind of figure itself out?
that sounds badass. But
watching
I
the
think
Discovery
that
Channel.
because I can only do like one telepathic conversation with one group at a time. That might like orchestrating sort of the war of the invasive bugs might get like a little tricky. So I mean, I like it. I want you to know I like it. You and I think
Okay.
we should sit down one night and like sketch this out, sort of like a red wall sort of thing, but all bugs.
Why does it all have to be red? Are there blood?
No, it's like otters and pearls and stuff. Sorry, it's a yeah. But I'll show it to you when we get back to my place.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna try again. Why here?
I mean, you know they don't really speak your language, so you know you don't exactly get like an answer in words. It just sort of you get the sense that it's like, you know, they just eat their food that's closest.
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking, Ulez. I got kind of a rapport going with these beetle folk. What if, and I'm tapped into the hive mind, what if I plant the idea of food in like a storage bin and we trap them and we give them a little bit of, wood to eat off of, right? And then we contact someone and get them transported out. I mean, listen, if we can put salmon into tubes and fire them off from one lake to another, I think we can get a bunch of beetles back up to Canada.
We put salmon in tubes. Okay.
Yeah.
This is good.
This works,
This is
right? I think
very
this should work, right?
Yes. We have to go back to the cabin to determine what kind of container we have that would be perfect. Can you imagine how many beetles there are? If we hear as many as there are now, there must be quadruple, if not more than that.
That's a great point. That's a really good point. We should probably get like a pretty big container, like a bin or something.
A barrel.
A barrel. Yeah, let's go look for a barrel.
Okay.
And as you head back to the house to look for a barrel, we're going to take 10, and we will see you all after the break. Find out what happens with these bugs. See you in 10. And we are back. When we last left the squad, I think Bennie and Kadrax were sitting down on the beach to do some training stuff, and Vian and Ulez were trying to figure out how to deal with an infestation of Canadian bark beetles. And Canadian bark beetles, by the way, are the worst kind. It's just extra tough for having to live up there in Canada. So let's start with Bennie and Kadrax down on the beach.
Bennie is mirroring in silence, not 100% sure what she's supposed to be doing, but is trying to just match the energy.
When Sonnevel chose me as his squire, and took me in. The thing he had to teach me was how to let go of the lessons I had taught myself to survive in the Crystal City. I had to learn to let my power, no, to find my voice again. You have never had this because your world is extremely flammable and people care if things burn.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And so you have lost your voice that tells you when to burn, when you are going to burn. And you have never cultivated an opportunity to listen to it. And so we are here. This is your moon of Eridani. Burn, or don't burn, when you feel the instinct. If we sit here and you do not become fire or lava, this training still serves its purpose. The point is not to accomplish any particular objective, because that is not what you need most. You need to find your voice, away from the fear of burning. Be on fire, or don't, and know that things will be okay. And they sit back.
I think Benny just like breathes deep at that and then kind of readjusts a little bit. I think she kind of internally isn't really sure what to do with that with that for a second. And I think she's like, it's the first instinct is always the don't burn. Like, obviously I'm not gonna burn. Like, why? Like, and then I think she has the okay, well, the point of this is to like not have that first instinct. So I think there's like a few minutes of like silence while she like goes through the back and forths of like what's comfortable here. And I think as it's happening, normally her spirals like wind her up, and I think this is a little bit of a back and forth that kind of becomes metronome-ish in nature, and it kind of is calming in a weird way, where like finding, and I think it finds like a weird balance. And I think she starts heating up. I don't think she starts on fire right away, but I think over the next few minutes, like the snow, any snow or ice on the beach with them kind of starts to like is kind of melting away. So I think there's like a sphere kind of around her where there's no more snow after a little bit. And I don't think she knows that she's doing it. I don't think she knows I think she's like very internally trying to figure this out. And after a while, I think she will kind of just land on, this is not an opportunity I get very often to burn on purpose with no end in sight. And so I think hands first. And then it will very slowly, whole body. And then again, starting with the hands, fire burns really, really bright, really, really hot until it condenses into the magma. And then she will full body magma on the beach. Probably make some glass, but she will kind of sit with that, I think. Not really sure what she's supposed to be doing or if she's doing it right, but I think she's kind of past those thoughts. And I think she will just burn for a while.
And Kadrax is not staring and not hardcore meditating themselves. Their posture on the sand is fairly relaxed. They're listening to bird song. They're using their voice to try to mimic those birds. They're doing their own thing. Their purpose is to be a person in front of Bennie who is perfectly fine whether you are on fire or not. And every so often, they'll ask interoceptive questions, like, what does it feel on the inside of you right now? Do you feel urges rising or ebbing? is what happens before you turn to magma,
Mhm.
trying to cue her to find what those cues are in herself and listen to them.
I think most of the stuff she gives you is like, I think there's like a little bit of a confusion in whatever tone it is, because this is not the only times she's ever done this have been on accident, or when she's about to fight someone or do damage on purpose. And so I think this is like it's a totally different sensation of burning at will and directionlessly. And so I think there's like a weird, like warm calm about it in an odd way.
So we'll go, and if you stop laving and stop burning at some point, we'll also talk about those cues. What does it feel like right before? If you burn again, what was the same this time? What was different?
Do some cycles, just like in and out of it, and like
yeah. And as long as the cycle is like, if Benny's like, I'm sure there's at least one period where Benny is burning for a while and we're out of questions and there's nothing more to interrogate here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine too.
Mm-hmm.
Burn. And don't worry about breaking anything. Just find the voice and listen to it. And that'll be, I think, most of the afternoon.
Yeah.
And while that is going on, back in the forest, Vian and Ulez, you were dealing with those Canadian bark beetles.
Yep.
I think when we left off, you were going looking for a barrel.
Yeah, which retrospectively, not a good idea. They eat wood.
Would we have figured that out by the time?
There are plastic barrels that exist.
True.
I'd say is tell you what,
That's a farm thing.
make an investigation roll, both of you.
Great. Okay. That's going to be a total of. That's gonna be, for me. It's an 11.
12.
Okay.
Both of those are plenty.
Every time.
You don't find a wooden barrel because, a lot of people don't really have wooden barrels.
They're lost.
Yeah, they're lost totally. But what you do find is in the garage, or let's see, in a sort of kind of giant tool shed that looks like, it's for the people who do the maintenance on the property. You find, I don't know, right about 10 or so big, giant plastic garbage cans with locking lids that look like they're there to, it looks like they probably don't get garbage pickup on the property very often. So, when they have garbage, you got to put it somewhere, that's going to keep the smell in. So it's like they've got these kind of like, button down lids. And you find those.
Oh.
This'll do, right?
Perfect.
Yeah, good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Good job finding these, Ulez.
Oh, thank you. We simply decided to follow, what we assumed was a shed. A lot of the movies that we have watched together, many houses possess a shed or a garage where not only useful tools can be found, but nefarious tools.
Yeah, scary ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I also think a lot of those movies are written by people in a city who have never been out to the country, so they're just like, oh my gosh, a shovel. Yeah, so let's go ahead and take this bin and try to gather up the beetles.
Yes.
Nerve of these Hollywood screenwriter types just making up crap about the country off the top of their head, even though they live in the city. If I ran into somebody like that. Okay, no, never mind. So yeah, you've got the barrels, and you're headed back to
the beetles. Yep.
Yeah. You make your way back through the woods to the back to the part of the woods that is roped off by the orange tape, where there you find the stripped down trees.
If I could have a moment, kind of like while we're kind of hustling this barrel garbage bin along, Well, this is kind of I don't know quite know how we're moving it, but they're gonna turn to you for a moment. How did it feel to be a part of a hive mind? We kind of miss that sensation.
Oh wow. I mean, to be quite honest, Ulez, I was kind of just checking in with them. I wasn't particularly getting involved.
Oh,
But even if I was, it's such an unfamiliar feeling. I don't know if I'd even pick up on that. So I guess let me ask you, how do you feel having not had that for a bit?
it feels very quiet.
Uh-huh.
Things have been a little better with Maria, but nonetheless, there's just the absence of sound, the absence of thought, the absence of feeling, the absence of just passion and curiosity. And it's not that I don't possess those sensations myself, they're just singular.
Yeah.
Whereas we have always had many. Back on my home planet it is quiet, but it is very noisy at the same time. We don't often speak out loud, but we merely think and we act based on that understanding.
I get that. This might sound silly, but I kind of had a very similar experience after college, because you're there and with tons of people who are all share similar interests, and you're talking all the time and getting in everyone's space and stuff like that and figuring out the world. And this country is very sort of individualistic at times, and you kind of then just go off on your own, and you're supposed to build your own empire and everything. And I don't particularly believe in that, so I can see that. And I don't know. We should get you involved in some groups or something, even if it's like a knitting circle or something. We should get you out meeting folks, and maybe you can even tap in so like you can, message each other, and that kind of can imitate or take that place where, internally you're having those conversations with a lot of folks. Because there's a lot of great people, Ulez, and I think you should meet them, and they should meet you.
That would be truly lovely. We have spent a lot of time considering the value of my individual nature, and it has been a wonderful growth for myself. Nonetheless, I still miss the group.
Yeah. Loneliness is it's not for everybody. So I get that.
Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you always have me, but at the same time, let's get you meeting some folks. You're in Port Ruby. That's a city where you bump into people all the time.
It has been. Most people comment on my appearance.
Yeah, let's try to craft a more specific experience, I think.
Okay.
Than sort of that. Yeah, we'll get you with some groups. We'll figure something out.
And I think then we probably arrive at the taped off trees.
Yeah, you are there.
All right, let me give this a go.
Okay.
We chuck like a piece of wood in the bin and lay it on its side. And then I just want to beam the thought, oh my God, such good food, best food, most good food in the bin. Like, need food. Everyone get this food.
Give me a telepathy roll.
All right. This is my magic roll.
Don't forget to describe how you think it would smell or taste yourself. That
Oh,
might be
so
appealing.
much. Just the most. Here we go. Oh, I dropped it. Let me roll it. Here we go. Come on, pumpkin dice. Okay, that's going to end up being a 7 against their willpower.
That is a moderate success.
Okay.
So as you were beaming that out, what you see is like suddenly from so many of these trees surrounding you, just these little beetles start emerging from cracks and crevices and crawling down the trees, just bugs kind of everywhere, like walking down and very Pied Piper like, you sort of draw them towards this beetle and they start like crawling up this barrel and they start crawling up the sides of this barrel. Say it's like it's a yellow barrel, it's like a yellow garbage bin branded submarine waste management, and they just start pouring over the edge, and you're just standing there watching as like this giant garbage can starts filling with just these bugs. Just it's a little not the greatest sight in the world, just a big gigantic garbage bin full of swarming bugs and
Ulez
beetles.
thinks it's fantastic.
Okay, I stand corrected. It is the greatest sight in the world, a garbage can full of bugs. And after a while, it takes a while, and as you are standing there waiting for this to happen, we'll say day begins to change into night.
Ooh.
And it is basically fully dark by the time you feel like you've gotten the most of them.
Oh, wow. This bin is filled to the top. I'm going to put some more twigs in just to give them something to snack on. And then we'll have to feed them again. Do you think they're okay piled on top? There's nobody on the bottom that's extremely upset?
I think they're probably used to it.
Okay. No, that is very valid. I am not familiar with their lifestyle, but there might be logic in that. They have very crunchy exoskeletons.
Yeah. So
strong.
they've at least got that, you know.
Mhm. Okay, let's push this barrel somehow. It is very heavy. Could you assist?
Yeah, now we got a bunch of bugs.
Ah.
I am going to cast, let's see what I can do on this.
Ulez is the source of light in the evening, though. With their glowing hair under their helmet.
The gentlest source of light.
The gentlest source of light.
What can I
Except
do?
to bark beetles. Get gone, bark beetles, you scrubs.
I don't
Is there
know.
any, like, strength? I haven't looked at the
Yeah, I'm
Con's
trying to
book in a
look. Some of
bit.
this I don't want to suit myself up too much to bite me in the butt later down the road.
Mhm.
Oh, you know
Very
what?
well.
Can I do this, Rick? I would like to cast Servant.
Brilliant.
Oh, servant. Yeah, okay. I kind of remember that. Hang on.
Your favorite one.
Have
Yeah,
we
servant can
cast it
create,
before?
summon a servant or minion. Takes a page of prep to summon your servant, which appears within close
Fine.
range. You must concentrate to command your servant. You have a pool of points equal to 4 times your power level with which to buy the servant abilities. Prowess, strength, coordination, powers cost 1 point. You're just going to get a servant to carry the barrel for
Just
you?
a strong servant. And I don't like the
Sure.
word servant. Can we companion, friend,
Yeah, absolutely.
Ally.
ally? Yeah.
Ally. Yeah.
Ally.
Sure.
So you cast
Intern.
ally,
Yeah.
and you let's say your ally is what form should your ally? What form do you want your ally to take?
That's a good question. Okay, you know what? Since this is a little out of game in a little bit, but since you were just talking about the spooky movies we were probably watching, I imagine we cranked through a bunch of like the Universal monster movies and stuff like that. Real quick, Bride of Frankenstein, not nearly enough bride. I really want to point that out. Last 15 minutes, that's BS. The name of the movie is Bride of Frankenstein. Also, they never get married, so I don't know why she's called the Bride of Frankenstein. Also, Frankenstein, not the monster. Anyway, can we get
come on, really? Okay,
he's there. Okay, anyway, can we get can it be Frankenstein's monster?
You know what? Sure. I'm not even going to make you roll for it since this is not an action scenario. And you and Ulez and Frankenstein's monster walk through the woods together. What you last thing you had to bring in Krampus. Now you got a Frankenstein. You know, it's just
Building a universe.
I'm noticing. Yeah,
it's all public domain. Yep.
And and you make it back to the house with a barrel of beetles.
Okay. Great. So we should probably just keep this in the garage or something.
Oh, yes. A space that they can be contained within a container.
Yeah. And they'll probably go to sleep at night because it's cold.
It's very cold in this garage, yes.
Yeah. So, it's warm for us, but in general, they'll probably go to sleep. So, warmer than it usually is this time of year.
I see.
Okay, great. And then tomorrow morning, we'll just head over to, I don't know, park ranger or somebody and just dump off this bucket of beetles.
If there is more wildlife to see, we would rather enjoy that. Perhaps Bennie would like to go.
Let's go find out what they're up to.
Okay.
And yeah, as you walk from the garage, you can sort of catch, now that it is dark, some sort of bright light shining from the beach. And as you look towards that, you sort of see Yeah, Benny in full magma form, flames, lava, just letting the power out. Why don't y'all take it from there?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's Benny, all right.
That's beautiful against the midnight sky.
Yeah.
I wonder, and Ulez is going to pull out their phone and take a picture of that and then text it to the group chat. This is quite lovely.
And Kadrax gets that text pretty immediately because while Benny was burning, Kadrax has been reading Arthurian text from like the matter of written.
Makes sense.
Good. I think probably around then it'll be like sun has gone down, everybody's kind of come back. So I think around then it kind of like magma gets like cools to like dark glow. We get back into the flames, they get small, and we'll like all drop out. And I think the light source dies on the beach, and since we are a couple hours north of the city and the light pollution, I think we can immediately see more stars than we've been able to see in the last several months in Port Ruby, which I think is kind of a fun thing out on the water. Ice, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stars, bright, shining off the water. You could look down at the surface of the lake and see the stars. They're so bright. I mean, and you know, constellations that you can identify. I mean, maybe even maybe you're even far enough north of the city that you could catch a planet if it's the right time of year. And the other thing you can catch out of the corner of your eye, the pink strands of Ulez Galley's hair watching you from down the beach.
Hey, what up, party people? As we approach.
Oh, we greet you.
How was your woodland adventure?
Brilliant. We solved the mystery of the sick trees and we have worked on the process to heal them. I left a note on the back of the paper that denoted their sickness, saying that we have cured them and we have taken the invasive species beetles, the Canadian bark beetle. Dog did bark at them many a time. They confirmed the name. And they're in the garage in a bucket.
Oh, okay. That'll do it, I guess.
How was your
Well
day?
done.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
well
Thank
done,
you.
of course. I say to Dog.
Dog is tired.
Oh yeah, they say good dog is a tired dog. A very, very good dog.
Dog curls up on the sand at your feet, Kadrax.
Oh, pet. Just, when it's a large dog who has become tired and is rug, and you have to scoop to hold.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kadrax scoops to hold their new fur blanket because it's chilly. Because heat source went out. And also, if you've just been in the warmth for a long time,
It's
the
a lot
cold
colder.
feels extra cold.
Yeah. There might be a little
So
bit of
they-
like steam coming up from the
Yeah.
the circle area that she is totally with her heat melted down.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a glass ring surrounding you,
Oops.
and it is a bit
Yeah.
chilly.
Yeah, no harm.
Are we stargazing this evening? Is that how we would like to end our night?
Oh, we can. I think I saw a fire pit ring in the garage. We could roast marshmallows and
A
Look at the
ring like
stars.
a jewelry piece?
no, it's like this big, usually made of metal. You stick it in the ground, and so it contains fires for warmth.
Yeah, why don't you get this set up? I'm gonna cook us something. Benny, I assume that you burned quite a few calories earlier today, so you probably need some dinner, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, quite
Been a
literally.
while since I've been on. I don't think I've ever been magma that long before, so she'll kind of get up and go get the wood that we got and find I'm sure they have a fire pit ring somewhere in the garage, and
Yeah,
I'll bring
easy to
them
find.
down.
Great.
And I'll grab. I think I brought s'mores stuff, and she'll bring like the metal prongs, and she'll bring all of that down and get a fire set up on the beach.
How does some
While they're getting... oh, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say yellow curry sound good? Yellow curry and some rice.
Perfect.
Yes.
Very shareable.
While the humans are going into the house to get things for this setup, Kadrax will just pat the sand next to themselves and dog to invite Ulez for a seat.
Oh,
Hmm.
yes.
Would you like to join me?
We would like that. We have already been admiring some of the stars. It makes me wish to be up there again.
You miss your planet of residence?
We do.
Of origin?
Quite a lot today. Vian had the privilege to speak to a hive mind of beetles, and I think I felt jealousy. We miss the hive mind.
Toward what purpose? To share your experiences here, or to share theirs?
Both, perhaps. We miss that sensation of just everything that I have felt that we have gone through. We all know, all of us. And the joy, the pain, the knowledge, just everything. We can't wait to return home to be able to tell everyone of all of the plants that we have discovered. Although I worry that I might have diverted from my prime directive. I don't know
You
if
have
I
cataloged many plants.
Oh, yes. But we have not been able to heal plants. At some point down the line, my healing light became a light of, well, power.
That speaks to me of versatility. No?
Oh. Perhaps.
You
I'm
have your
rather fond of
primary
that.
directive, and you can further accomplish other objectives alongside. Your light seems likewise. It can heal and perform additional objectives as well.
Huh. That's a really
Can you
good
see it?
angle.
From here,
My home?
your
No.
planet of origin, your star of origin.
Oh, no. Unfortunately, the light pollution, though much less around here, is still far too strong. I would be somewhere in the gamma quadrant.
I did not realize you were so far away.
Oh, yes. Our planet is simply a home base where we share all of our information, but often we are close enough to be able to just pass that knowledge on through our powers. We have never considered it too much. But it does still feel nice to be able to vocalize all of these feelings. Vian and I, when we hang out, we watch a lot of media, and it is quite nice because we are learning a lot, but it is nice to talk of home. Do you ever miss your home?
It is a word with too many referents for me. The original homeworld of my people, we destroyed.
Oh, I am sorry? We are not certain of the appropriate reaction.
That seems to me a reasonable expression. It was, however, far before my own time.
Okay.
That is how we came to, there. And I double-checked, and you can see Pixis this time of year from the Northern Hemisphere.
Huh.
And there is, of course, the moon, where I was born, which is no longer the place where I lived with Sonnefel, which is... he is no longer. And there is here. And all of these are home. And none of them.
That was a very human way of understanding, and we rather like it. Truly, I have found that the longer that we stay here, the more I almost understand their nonsense sayings.
They are paradoxes, and so paradoxical expressions become them.
Absolutely. But it is nonetheless quite fun.
I don't know that this place will quite feel like home to me, for they do not want us here. Ours do. They are very good humans, and I think we should keep them.
That is very true. We are already doing our best to make sure that they are safe. I have been considering if there is ever any outside interaction, any outside interference, that we must really work hard to protect our humans.
It is the utmost duty to protect one's allies.
I have never had allies. Not for a very long time, and, well, you four? Yeah, you dog. It has been quite lovely.
I could not ask for better. We are not a hive mind, I understand. But this is also valuable. You are a good ally, Ulez.
We thank you. You are a valuable ally, and we value you for that. And then I think Ulez is going to start pointing out, like, various planets or sections of the stars that they've visited and what they've kind of found there before.
Will you take me sometime?
We would love to. There was a purple flower that was made out of crystal. If you touched it, it would shatter. And then 2 seconds later, it would repair itself. We spent weeks, Earth weeks, just touching it, letting it shatter, reform over and over again. It was brilliant.
You should see the wildflowers on our world. You would love them. There are grasses and blooming flowers and many, many things.
That sounds brilliant. Would you allow me on your planet? Wherever that may be?
I do not know what my status is among my people. Nonetheless, should you ever wish to go to that planet, I would make space for you to be there.
We thank you.
What about that one? Did you go there?
Ooh, we have never been there before, but we sometimes pass it in our ship. For some reason, it has just not spiked a lot of interest on the radar.
Many of them are not interesting. Unlike... I think I catch sight of allies.
Can I say, because Bennie went to go get the stuff from the garage, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, up to the house. She'd probably
Can I-
help you if you asked for it, but
Oh, that's I appreciate that very much. I don't need help making yellow curry. That's a outright lie. Vian doesn't. I have no idea what I would do first. Me speaking as Omar.
You order it, just like the rest of them.
Yeah, it's so easy. Yeah, I go to the place down the street. I hearing Bennie there. Vian kind of like sticks his head out and he goes, "Hey, Bennie, real quick, I got something for you."
yeah,
I don't know
sure.
if
And
that's
she'll
like
kind of roll the ring out to set it in the or set it on the driveway, and she'll walk up.
this might be kind of strange or whatever, but I just figured, like, after everything we went through and after everything that you've kind of gone through personally and stuff like that, I wanted to, I don't know, just get you something, just to, I don't know, communicate that I respect you and what I think of you or whatever. So, and I go to my bag that I quickly grabbed in the beginning, and I pull out an old film camera. This was owned by a photographer who used to work with Stormy Delivery. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but she was like this incredible like lesbian activist back in the day, and did a bunch of like Vogue stuff and everything, and maybe not specifically Vogue stuff, but like kind of introduced drag a lot and was involved in Stonewall, and was also just like a freaking icon, and was described as like a gay superhero at the time. So like,
Yeah.
I just, this was kind of going up, and I thought it'd be kind of cool for you to have it. And if you'd like, and I'd like to just postcog the camera just to like flash through images of all of that.
I mean, I won't even make you roll for it. Do you know what does she see?
That's a good question. I think just like early, like because I think she was like the first like drag king. I might be wrong about that, but like just like
There, yeah.
like, I mean, now it's like, we've got like, TV shows and stuff like that, and it's all still lots of fights being fought, but this is like punk freaking rock, man, in terms of like expressing yourself and so just images connotated with that, people just being themselves and just being just like unabashedly expressing themselves. And I think that sort of is just a collection, like a montage of that.
That's awesome.
So there you go. You take pictures and stuff, and people behind the camera don't get nearly enough credit, but you make more of an impact than a lot of folks realize. So there you go.
You hand it to her and she holds it like it is like like it is made of like light bulb glass. Like it is just the most fragile thing in the world. And I think there's a moment like that, all that happened in such quick succession. I think there's like a beat of quiet and she gets like really misty-eyed and she like turns around, she sets it like gently like on the deck, and then she turns back around and gives you just like the biggest hug. Like just you feel all of Benny muscles. Like it is so tight, such a like just the biggest hug. Like I don't even think she can like speak without tearing up. I think this is probably like the most thoughtful gift anyone has ever gotten her.
I'll say that I think Vian, like there's a split second where he doesn't hug back just because it hasn't happened to him for so long. And then he
Benny's
does.
hugged. Yeah, I don't think Benny's hugged any of you guys before. Yeah, no, big full force of a full powered Benny hug. Yeah.
So yeah, so there you go. Yeah, of course, man.
Thanks, Vian.
Just
like very clearly like trying to keep it together. Like that was really cool. That was awesome. I'm gonna have to get some old film. And she kind of turns around and like picks it up, and I think she'll go in with you to like put it in her camera bag so that it's like in a safe spot. But
perfect.
Yeah.
Great. And then this should be done in a second. So if you want to get the fire circle set up and everything.
Totally. Totally. She goes. Yeah, she'll go upstairs. I think she sits like on her bed for a second and just like looks over it, like, and like looks at all of the small pieces and like opens it, and yeah, I think she just has a moment about it, and then she puts it away, and then she'll go back down to the beach and set up the fire.
All of the glass is cleared out. You might notice some like. You know what? Benny probably doesn't notice any particular extra weight to Kadrax's bag over there. Yeah.
No. No, she's dealing with some. She's working really hard to school herself right now, so she doesn't notice anything. No, but I'll bring the fire pit down. We'll kind of kick a little pit out and like shove it in the sand, twist it around, and then put the wood in there and get started and show these two aliens how to make s'mores.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's jump forward 10 minutes or so. The four of you sitting around the fire. Oh no, wait, Vian, are you done cooking?
That's a very good question. 10 minutes in? Not yet.
All right, so the three of you are sitting around the fire. Vian, you're cooking.
Yep. Letting it simmer, I assume.
I mean, that's a long. There's like fast curry and there's thorough curry, from my understanding. But I mean, unfortunately, we have no way to accelerate any of that kind of thing because we don't have access to, I don't know, magical powers.
I was explicitly told I couldn't use time magic.
That's true. But you can
No.
use conjuration.
That is true.
Is it? I'm so curious.
It's getting close to done, so I'll like turn it off and kind of get it ready.
Sure. And Vian comes out to the beach with bowls.
Yeah,
On a tray with bowls for everybody.
Oh, thank you. We don't need a spoon or a fork. We are just going to hold it.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, I dig in immediately. I'm probably yeah, I think I burned a lot of calories today just by
My
sitting.
bowl is also for you whenever you're ready.
Cool.
Kadrax absolutely requires both the spoon and the fork. They are they're watching everyone to try to figure out the correct eating.
Yeah. No, Filipino
They'll
way.
get
Use the
there.
fork. Yeah.
Yeah. And they have like they'll set up a dog's bowl, just so you know, family dinner with some kibble. Yup, wolf set,
I really like that.
dog set.
So I have been able to speak of my day. How has everybody else been able to enjoy their day at the cabin? It has been quite relaxing, and we hope that you all feel better for it. What have you done?
I've performed no surgeries, nor have I defeated anyone in honorable combat, and yet this day has been valuable.
Look at that.
I mean, you taught me how to train in a very new way, but we could always no power spar if you really wanted some combat.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge.
We could be the coaches. Like we have
Yeah.
referees.
Can't promise I can totally hold my own, but you know,
Eating
we're not using powers. We could try.
They're going to take after dog and wolf it. With all the excitement of like you can play video games once you finished your dinner.
Yeah.
Relatable.
And yeah, like if we want combat, but that's something Benny's good at.
Vian, how do we properly ref their sparring match? Do I use basketball rules, baseball rules, or wrestling rules?
I think I'd probably do wrestling rules, if it's anything. I think mostly you and I would probably have to have some sort of professional rivalry kind of undercurrent. Maybe we
Oh.
grew up together and we fought together, but one of us went corporate and the other stayed independent.
Yes. Could I be the independent one? I'm feeling rather independent today.
Great. I'm not feeling necessarily corporate, but I can play it.
Understood. We will place their bowl down, and we are going to look inside some of the dresser drawers for some stripes, black and white.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I need an investigation check to see if I can find any black and white shirts, Rick?
No, I would say you can probably just say you were able to dig one up from somewhere. Jonathan Fripp has a large and extensive wardrobe, which for some reason includes referees' shirts.
Maybe there's a basketball court. I don't know what
I
basketball
think
refs
there's
were.
like Abigail. So like Abigail probably came here as a kid, and so there might like deep in a closet be like a dress up box.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Perfect.
So there's like a bunch of princess stuff, but twice as much like fake headlamp for doctors kind of stuff, like little baby I'ma be a doctor someday costumes.
Yep.
3 astronaut things, and I think under all of that, like at the bottom, you might find what you're looking for.
Okay. Everything's been dumped out too. Ulez comes back with 2 ref shirts, 2 tiaras. One's kind of broken, but whoever gets the broken tiara also gets a star wand with a little bit of tinsel in the end.
Perfect.
We've established the stakes of this fight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, we want a really clean fight, you two. And let's make sure that the sponsorship. Wait, which one's your fighter? Which one's my fighter, Ulez?
That is a good question. Kadrax? It's aliens versus humans.
Okay, yeah.
Terrans. Yeah.
Great.
Sure.
Come on, Benny. We need that. We need that sponsorship.
Okay. Head in the game or whatever.
Come on, kid. You got this.
So cute.
You almost sounded like Dexter just then.
Oh. We don't know that reference.
My coach when I learned human combat.
Oh. Were you a child then?
No, I was a human.
Oh. I only
You saw
thought
him. When
Vision?
Vian postcogged an object in the instrument room of Fripp's Manor. There was a
Correct.
man he was talking to. That man taught me the human methods of honorable combat that I will now use to destroy my ally Benny.
Yes.
Alrighty.
That was very good. True and good.
Okay. Let's say somebody draws out a little,
A ring in the
sparring
sand.
circle, like a ring, in the sand. And the two of you step in.
Alright, no powers, just fists. Is that what we're going for?
That would probably be best, although I do have a robust burn kit with me. If
The
necessary.
referees say no powers.
I'm a fan of that one.
No powers. Let's make some money. Come on.
Yeah.
Kadrax does pull their baton and sort of look to Benny like, I'm a weapons fighter. Are we doing that? Like, happy either way.
I guess that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Referee
baton
call.
shield.
So you're fighting with your baton.
Wait, yeah, hold on. Referee, T.O.
Yeah. Toe.
Timeout. No, timeout. It stands for timeout.
Am I close?
That's actually better.
Okay.
You improved it. Yeah.
Okay.
T.O.
Oh.
So, maybe not the baton.
Weapons?
What do you think? Maybe just like straight, just go like slaps only kind of situation.
My fighter is a weapon trained.
Yeah,
And they were most likely born with the weapon in one of their appendages.
right. Yeah, mine's. I don't
so-
think so. Maybe, but no, because I think. Yeah, I think. Let's go no weapon. Let's just see what happens.
I feel like we are at a disadvantage. I would like to bargain
Mhm.
for
Weapon, no shield. Bargaining for my opponent.
Yeah, weapon, no shield.
Mechanically, we should know weapon, no shield would put us on par. We would
Yeah, I
both
think
have a +1 skill, and we would both actually do the same amount of damage.
Yeah.
Actually, I think
Yeah.
Benny would still do more damage
I think I'm a pretty heavy hitter.
unarmed than I do with my weapon.
Okay, how does that sound to you, Ref?
yeah, we're gonna kick butts. All of butts.
That's what you used to say when we grew up and fought together. Look where we are now.
Haha, look at us now.
We did not grow up together. I do not understand this, Benny.
We're all having fun. It's good. Let's go. Okay.
All right, let's get a fair fight, you two. 3, 2,
2,
1,
1.
fight.
Are we rolling for
Let's do a
initiative?
quick coordination, and
Yeah.
let's say just like as quickly as possible, like a best 2 of 3. Or,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
first to 2. Let's do
Yeah.
first to 2.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, my coordination is 5 plus 5 is 10.
So
you?
7 for me.
All right, you go first.
What? You rolled a 10?
Oh, I thought you were. I don't know how I thought you rolled a 7 on the die. That's not mathematically
No, I
possible.
rolled 7 total. I rolled a 3. I have +4.
The corporate team would cheat like that, but
Yeah.
Just like that.
Ooh.
sweep the leg.
Yeah, so you rolled a 7 on a d6. All right, I'll come in with melee strike so you can defend prowess or coordination as you will. We know how this works. We've fought before. Not each other. Let's see. That's 5 plus 6 plus 1 is 12. from me.
That's a 16. That is a max roll for me.
All right.
Wow.
Cool. So Kadrax goes in, swings maybe over telegraphs, and it's a block from the leg
Yeah.
because you're kickbox. Yeah.
I mean, kickbox is whole body. She might actually
Huh.
just, you come at her, she might just like get your arm like out. She might get it under her arm and like spin us both around to like totally push your momentum away from her, something like that.
All right.
And
Wow.
she'll come at you with a probably like a double punch or something. Let's see.
All right.
Was that move legal?
No,
Okay.
this is beach fighting. There's no rules except for the
Oh.
ones that we came into this with.
As a
Okay.
14.
All right. So tell me how I get hit.
Oh gosh. I think she rolls you around, and as you're turning back, she's already on you, and I think she's gonna get like probably the heel of her hand like into the chest kind of area to like stun you
Ooh.
backwards. Not a literal stun, but you know.
It's the power of corporate sponsorship.
Oh no. I'm not even sure who's sponsoring you. Or do you do the sponsoring?
A big company.
Okay. Boo!
I think Benny's like actually laughing while we're doing this. I think this is like genuinely like very goofy and fun for her. Like listening to this while having like combat that isn't like life ending potentially. Like I think this is just like very goofy to her. She's having fun.
Oh, Benny needed this.
Yeah.
Kadrax, I don't think anyone specifically recognizes the face Kadrax has, like their expression, but the camera would be very familiar with Kadrax getting their ass kicked in their origins face. That face. I say that because I made my next prowess roll, and I don't even think mathematically you can roll low enough. So let's see.
Okay, that is 15. I'm rolling really high.
So I whiff. It's actually just like from that it is a straight up whiff. So you have an opening now if you want to go for
like a
it.
duck. Yeah, I think it's like a duck, and then like a total like a probably maybe like an elbow or like a shoulder maneuver again to just like I think she's more just like shoving you around at this point.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
All right, traitor.
There's too much
This is-
money on this. We can't lose.
That is another max die, so that is
Perfect, all right.
16.
So what's the dub? Describe it.
Yeah, no, I think it's a like a down and like up with the shoulder to like push again. I think it's just pushing you backwards. I think it's just like I don't think she wants to like punch you in the face or anything. So I think it's just kind of like broad hits that she knows you can take, but still is able to like keep herself compact and like kind of keep like shoving you around in a way. I think is kind of her whole tactic here.
And the push is enough to shove Kadrax out of the ring, which is disqualifying per the rule. And so Benny takes the win because that was first to 2. You got 2 hits in.
Oh my gosh. I think she was fully not expecting to be able to and she'll do like a little like woo and then she'll come over and offer you a hand up.
Absolutely.
I extend my hand out to Ulez. This has shown me the error of my ways, and we will drop the corporate sponsorship and open a small dojo in
Yes.
a part of town that needs it.
Okay. Don't take over my town and spill corporate sponsorships in all of my small shops. Only
We-
one dojo to educate.
Yes. And we shake hands.
Uh,
Can
Benny
I set a
applauds their
dessert on
performance.
fire now?
Pardon?
Can I set a dessert on fire now?
Oh, s'mores? Yeah.
Yes.
it is time. Wow, that was really
Yeah.
difficult. Whew.
And yeah, you all phase a little forward in time, sitting around the campfire, roasting some marshmallows, making some s'mores.
After a bit, Vian gets up and goes, all right, well, I'm a big fan of a nice little nighttime walk. And considering that there's a smaller chance of me getting mugged in this setting than back home, if you excuse me, I'm going to go take in the air. And he just kind of goes for like a little bit of a stroll around the lake.
May I join you? Dog does need at least one more walk, or they will wake me up in the middle of the night.
Come on in. More the merrier.
Please come, if you would be so kind. I say to Dog.
Ruff.
Please.
Ruff.
Please. I understand it is comfortable and you have done much today. You have labored nobly in the fight against the bark beetles nonetheless.
Yeah,
This is required of you because I would not like to go out late in the night when it is colder.
Ruff.
Thank you. All right. We get it.
So I guess we're just kind of going around like the rim of the lake.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't...
Along the
yeah.
beach.
I think we may eventually find that is beyond our bipedal capability to fully
Yeah.
circumnavigate. But that's why one of us has the power of flight. We'll get there. We'll have that realization later.
Oh, don't worry about it. Both of us can do that. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah, where's your spell book?
I memorized the core ones. You want an ability boost? I'll have to go back. But
Cool.
So Kadrax, I've been meaning to ask you how you holding up?
I was not significantly damaged by that combat.
Oh, no. Well, that's great. That's good to hear. I meant in terms of well, you and I were the only ones there when it happened. Yeah, when you got killed. I guess us two don't exactly have to mince words, considering that we've had similar experiences in that regard. And I know from firsthand experience, it's a little bit of a jarring one, if that.
It is. You have been known to mince. Why do you not mince now?
It's because I respect you, Kadrax.
You did not before. I have found you deflect and are extremely evasive on all questions surrounding your death.
Yeah,
and
that's
yet you are
true,
very
yeah.
eager to ask me about mine now.
Well, as far as you're, comfortable talking about it, and if you're not, we can absolutely change subject.
I am happy to tell anything to my battle-tested companions and allies. I may keep secrets from humans who would be frightened to learn of the nature of my being, but you are not such a one.
No.
I am not the one who keeps secrets from my allies.
Ooh, that one cuts deep. Okay. Vian kind of just stops and nods and thinks about that for a little bit. Okay. All right, let's have a real conversation then. Nothing held back.
How did you die?
Vian died in a car accident. He was driving recklessly, over 100 miles per hour, spun off the road, hit a bank, and he flew through his own windshield.
Why do you speak of yourself in third person?
Because apparently I'm not him.
Apparently?
Vian kind of shrugs. Yeah, when I got turned into a statue, turns out that with a little bit of a conversation, something I've been suspecting for a little bit was told to me that apparently I'm not him. So it's not really something I have to worry about.
What is the difference?
I've been trying to figure that out myself for a little bit. It's fine. It doesn't really bother me a whole lot. I'm this guy, I'm that guy, It's not a big deal. What about you? What was it like coming back?
It was music and a will outside myself, a will of many, and a sense of purpose that sits heavy on my shoulders, and yet does not do me the courtesy of telling its name.
That, I think, really resonates with Vian. And I think he stops walking for a sec and kind of collects his words a bit. Okay, I've got a question for you.
Yes.
Do you feel a little bit that by having a big purpose, it's taken away your sense of future? I mean, come on, man. We don't die. And that should be eternal life, right? Obviously. And yet, it doesn't feel like that. It's, this isn't living. I don't know.
Is it not living to give yourself in duty to others? I had no future when you saw me die, Vian. I failed in every conceivable way I could have, as a squire, as a fighter, as a person who could offer comfort to the son of my mentor, as a companion and protector to all of you.
No. It's not.
I was only brought back after I pledged my loyalty to this place to defend all of you, and so all I can do is assume that is my purpose, that is the will of the choir, that perhaps amidst that catastrophic cascade of failures, I did one thing right.
I'm going to ask your permission for this next part, Kadrax, and if you say no, it's absolutely fine. But do I have your permission to get angry?
Yes.
It's bullshit. That's bullshit. And I feel like they're screwing with us. And I feel like that is not giving us life back. I feel like that is taking it. And I am mad at the sheriff for lying to me. And I am mad because in these last couple months, yeah, I've been a ghost and I've been granted eternal life, but there's been only actually one time that I did feel alive, and it was outside of my purpose. And I think it's wrong that they say that to us and that they give us this responsibility, because our lives are our own and it's not for anyone to give to us or to take away. Even if it goes on for forever, that should be our choice. We can help people if we choose. But I don't think they get to just plop us into the timeline and take away our mortality and tell us that that's what's right, that we're just these elements of balance in the universe, because balance at a cost is not balance, man. That's just control, Kadrax.
You can still choose. You may still defy whatever it is that is your choir beyond. And if they decide to implement consequence for that, it bespeaks their lack of respect, not to denigrate the ancestors of your people, but I accept this purpose of mine. If you do not, then we should fight your ancestors.
Vian kind of smiles. Okay, and glances back, because there's still like the fire pit going on, so we can like see it in the distance. All right, I'm gonna unload something to you real quick, if that's all right.
You
and
keep asking my permission. Vian.
well, okay, yeah, all right, okay, all right. Phew, that's just an old habit. Let's head over this way, and I would like to cast flight, Rick, and I would like for us to just stroll over the lake itself.
Sure.
I've been trying to figure out these last few days why I'm so mad about this, because I've worked very hard to piece my life back together and to get out of all of that and everything like that. And I keep thinking, what am I going to lose if they do drag me into this purpose? Kadrax, what's it going to be? There was one time ever, whether I'm Vian or not, that I felt actually alive. Even when I was alive, even when I had a beating heart and I gushed blood when I fell downstairs or whatever. There was literally one time that I can count on my hands that I actually felt alive. And when the sheriff said that I wasn't who I'm supposed to be, I felt like he was threatening to take that away from me. And what you said just now really helps, because I would burn them all down to ash to protect what I care about. Because I've never felt something like this before, if that makes sense.
This?
I know a lot of people, obviously. I'm very social. But it's like accompanying notes, right? We can talk music, you and I, right? It's octaves, right? It's an E and then it's a higher E, okay? Just 2 notes. I've never had the sense of harmony, I think, with anybody. And one time I was running through a casino in Las Vegas and we were getting shot at. And it was the first time I ever felt like I actually really cared. And I think it's about time that I admit that to myself, and that the sheriff or whatever elder gods come after me, they're really going to wish that they didn't pick Vian Vigor to be the guy that they gave eternal life to. And I just need to share that with someone, I guess.
And you know what? I think that is a nice place to wind stuff down.
Then I will take Vian's hand and we will fly up and just up and up and up and up. And let's fall.
Okay.
And they'll turn flight off, and as they fall, they'll use their voice to sing the music that they hear. Not the stuff they have expressed sometimes as they use their power, but specifically the music they hear in those 8 hours. So that only Vian can hear the song of death and choir and purpose and rebuilding.
Yeah, and on the image of Kadrax singing that music for Vian, we're gonna say you find your way back to the city and back to your lives after this weekend away. Man, I could have watched this go on.
Referee. Sorry, we keep our referee outfits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, I could watch this go on for hours. But we are just about at that time. So I don't know. That feels like a nice dramatic crescendo to close it down on. Thank you for joining us, everybody. This was a really cool little experiment that had a lot of little surprises in it. So real quick, around the table, tell the good people where they could find you, starting with Sandalev.
Well, you heard it here, folks. I apparently am confirmed as Sam Delev. You can find me throughout the internet as a role-playing performer and variety streamer. The schedule for which can be on my Twitch page, twitch.tv/Delevely, DELEVELY. All my one-offs are on Twitter at Tchaikovsky, ChaiKovsky, 2 different usernames, 2 different music puns, same piece of chaotic goose garbage.
Omar Najam.
Hey everybody, I'm Omar. You can find me at Omar Najam on Twitter. And the big thing I want to share with you all is that because it's October, I've kicked off 13 Days, 13 Shorts, which is the last 13 days of October. Each get a theme, and people make art inspired by those themes and post it online. It's like just an art gallery that we all do together. It's free. This year we're doing a film festival. You don't have to, if you're like, oh, but I don't have like the nicest camera. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Let's make some Halloween movies. So check that out at 13 Days, 13 Shorts.com. It's an absolute blast. All the coolest people participate. And also, I'm just so freaking happy to be back on Power Play, man. This is great.
I missed you all so much.
B. Zelda.
Yeah, this has been rather soothing for my soul, body, and mind. So hey, I'm B. You can find me on Twitter as at B_Zelda. I'm a podcaster, a host of Anime Attaché, a player in the Iron Edda podcast I think it's called Shoestrings. Honestly, I really have to check again. We recorded the episodes what feels like 100 years ago. But they're also doing a stream called The Bubble, which I know that name because that's coming up rather soon. I stream a lot. What do I stream? Honestly, I don't know. You have to follow me on Twitter to figure out. I think I'm doing something tomorrow called Flower Court. Probably going to be amazing. Do I know who I'm playing or what I'm doing? Absolutely not. You'll have to go for the ride and the adventure with me.
And Caitlin Bruder.
Hello, I'm Caitlin Bruder. You can find me on Twitter at KKAMABR. All my things will be there. I do want to shout out a show that I'm not on, but it's a combination of the 2 channels that I am on. You guys should check out Republic City Rumble. The first 2 episodes were this Saturday and last Saturday on QueueTimes, and then next Saturday and the Saturday after that, they're going to be on Rule of Lore. The cast is great. I started watching the first episode, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited for everything. It's a little 4-shot. They're playing the Avatar game, and you should absolutely check it out. I think it's super cute.
I'm a real dork on the cast, but like you can work around them. It's fine.
It's good. It's cute. It's great. And then I had another thing. Oh, if you want to hear me actually talk about King Arthur in a way that's more coherent than Bennie not really knowing things, I think it was one of the last episode we did. Maybe one of the last episodes we did on my podcast, Stonehouses, an amateur guide to fiction, fable, and folklore. It's on most podcast sites, and it's very goofy. We are amateurs, but it was more recently researched. So if you want to know things about Arthurian cycles, check that out.
Kadrax can listen to that podcast.
Listen to me and my roommate talk about it like a year and a half ago or whatever. But yeah. Anyways, stop #Stopline 3. Anyways, that's all I got.
Kadrax can listen to that, which means Caitlin can, by extension, be a person in the universe.
Oh my
We
God.
got super meta here.
I'm gonna canonize Caitlin Bruder in the Power Play universe.
And Caitlin
Anyway,
of myths.
I'm Rick Budd. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at rbud913, or you can follow the show at Powerplay RPG. Powerplay season premiere will be October 17th, so 2 weeks from tonight. I wanted to kick things off in a little style, so I am delighted to announce that for our first episode of the new season, we are going to be joined by special guest Draconics. Yeah, Drac is back. Will is coming to Port Ruby.
I got so excited I turned my camera off. Wow.
I'm screaming!
sure-
I made my cough and I'm screaming! I didn't know that!
I didn't know this.
No, you didn't tell me.
No, 100%
Thank you
surprise.
for this blessing.
Nobody
my
knew but
God.
Drac.
Oh my God.
Drac, I know you're not here. You're gonna watch on bot. I'm gonna get you.
Yo, in this episode now had perfect
Sneaky.
foreshadowing you just told him about.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
This is why we say that no one believes us, that things aren't scripted, because
Oh
that was
my
just
gosh.
all very good setups for all.
Exactly. When you started saying that, I was just like, it was like, oh my God. It was like, no one's going to believe that they didn't know that Drac was coming. And it's like, yeah.
What a
so Drac is
treat.
coming.
Okay.
Yeah,
great.
no, it's like I wanted to have a nice special thing for that first episode, and I think this is going to be great. So yeah, October 17th, Power Play Season 4. Please join us. And that's it. So on that, the theater goes dark, and we are in Avalon, and we're gonna skip forward a couple of months, and it is April of 2021. It is the middle of the afternoon, and we are in a very nice French restaurant, and there's a man sitting at one of the tables. He is played by Ray Stevenson. He is wearing a very fancy suit and a platinum Rolex and a fashionably questionable amount of jewelry. And he is calmly eating alone. But after a few minutes, another man, played by Steve Buscemi, kind of runs into the restaurant. He's wearing like slacks and a windbreaker, and he generally looks kind of nervous and sweaty. And he pushes past the maitre d' and he sits down at the table with the man in the suit, who says, Manny, what brings you here? And Manny says, happened again, Mr. Dugan. And Mr. Dugan stops eating and his face becomes deadly serious. And he puts his fork down and he says, how many? And Manny says, 7 more guys in exactly the same way. I got pictures. And he hands Mr. Dugan his phone, and Dugan starts to scroll through the pictures, and he sees dead bodies riddled with bullet holes, blood everywhere. His eyes widen, and he says, Jesus Christ, how do you even do something like this? And Manny says, I don't know. Maybe it's one of those supers. And Mr. Dugan shakes his head and he says, this never would have happened when this town had a police force and we controlled it. No one would have dared. And Manny says, well, they're daring now. So what do we do about it? Mr. Dugan leans back in his chair and he strokes his chin in thought for a moment. And he says, we change with the times. And Manny arches an eyebrow and he says, what does that mean? And Dugan says, it means we're going to need to find an old friend. And on that, we cut to black. See you in 2 weeks. Thanks for playing with us.